Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to this week's edition of GKP Live. Usual thing, guys. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Evening, guys. Thanks for joining us. We did say last week that we were going to do something a little different this evening and just have a little bit more of a kickback, relax, chat, natter, and if you wished, you could join us in a Christmas drink. The reason being is we didn't get anybody last week to pick a koi for the koi appreciation, and to be fair, I think we might be coming not completely, but a little bit close to have seen nearly every type of koi that's out there. So if anybody has got any topics and questions or anything they would like to have a natter or a chat, or if anybody would like to come on and join us for a natter and a chat, there are plenty more spaces available. I think we can have a total of 11. So if anybody wants to come on, jump in, come in and have a natter and a chat with us. Rick will be joining us shortly. He's just got guests around with him at present, so hopefully Rick from New Forest Koi will be on in the near future. How's it going?
All good. Got my glamorous assistant with me tonight.
Oh dear.
Mrs. Christmas.
Bless Willow.
You were under strict instructions to make sure you did. Yeah. Make sure you put the dog's dress on.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, she's all ready for Santa.
Full of cracker.
Yeah.
There we go. I agree. No words other than, oh my God.
Just none was coming out.
Speechless.
Don't take any notice of them with that.
Dear me.
Just be mean.
Oh, she's lovely, really.
She is. What do you mean, really?
Yes. Well, well, I hear her vicious bark every so often. It sounds like, you know, she'd tear your ankle off.
I'm sensing
Knock it out.
hostility below.
What's been happening this week for everybody then? How's everybody's ponds, fish, and polytunnels and everything else going? Everything good?
Still on the ground, that's the main thing, yeah.
Yeah, I was say it's been pretty bad winds last night, hasn't
Pretty
it?
scary.
It was, well, my garden everything were upside down, plant pots blowing over and everything. My God, it were like carnage when I walked out there this morning. It took me about 25 minutes to put everything back where it needed to be.
How many lanterns have you got in the bottom of your pond?
All of them.
Lanterns in bottom of the pond again, yeah. And I took it out yesterday evening as well, so and it was still back in there.
Maybe need to just concrete it down or something, guys. Put some bolts
to
through.
be fair, they just don't weigh now. There's nothing weight wise to them. AC says the pond's back up to 9 degrees. Yeah, mine's back up to 10 today. Fish were up feeding yesterday.
Been mild.
We're feeding again this evening, so I'll just give them a little bit. And that's well, just see how they go. Just offer them a little bit. If they ate and cleared all that, I just left them be, and then this evening same thing. Put them in one handful, a decent sized handful, and they all smashed it. New fish up and feeding already, which was pretty cool.
That's good.
DT said there, Gaz, how's the new fish? The mint mate, actually, well happy with them. There's the Yamabuki looks like you can do getting a bit of size on it, a bit of weight on it. It's a bit on the thinner side, but other than that, it did have one little mark on it, one little nick. But God damn it, man, was that a disaster? I asked my son if it'd stay in.
Never get kids involved.
If he would stay in and be there for a delivery, and he said he would do. What time? Because I've got to go to work at 5 to 2. So I'm like, yeah, well, it's all right. I'll ring Rick and find out. Rick says it's going to be between 8 and 12. And from that, as all teenagers, Brandon only heard 12. So 11:30, he made his way back home. Got back home, and I rang Rick to say, have the fish turned up? And here he is. I said, have the fish been sent out? He said, yeah, they've been sent out, they've been delivered. So like, all right, great, brilliant. They haven't turned up yet. He says, is this a picture of your front door? I said, yeah, it is, mate, yeah. And the fish arrived at 9 o'clock while Brandon was still at his girlfriend's. So a mass panic then, trying to find him and trying to get him back and trying to find out where they'd gone. The driver had said he'd carded the house and he hadn't carded the house. So Rick sent me all the details. I sent them through. I spoke with them, and the gentleman that was doing the delivery driving said that he'd call back in the evening on his way back to depot. So I'm thinking, oh, God damn, man, this means they're going to be all day long. I'm a bit worried that they might, but Rick said they'll be fine. They should be fine in packaging that they're in. So I sat in conservatory here, PC, and all of a sudden there's a knock at door. Got up, and the guy had decided they were having a late dinner, and he only lives just out the road from where I live. So I ran outside to go bring him in, and when I seen state of his van, Rick, man, Jesus Christ, it looked like it'd been in a demolition derby. It was smashed to bits.
They don't care.
Boxes were fine, no problem. All the fish were all good. But I was thinking worse. As soon as I saw state of vehicle, I thought, Jesus Christ, this guy looks like he's been battering his van around estates. But they were fine, acclimated, and then you've seen the rest in video. But yeah, all good so far. Up and feeding, Rick, within 20 minutes of being in, all of the fish were looking around looking for a bit of food, so I threw some in, and they were all of them were up and feeding within 20 minutes of being introduced at pond. So
it's good, isn't it?
Can't knock that, mate. Not at
I'm
all.
knocking it.
10 degrees pond, what were your shop at?
I don't know, mate, that day. About that. 10, 11 degrees.
Around about that, so yeah.
Yeah,
so
not different.
Too bad for him.
Not different.
That's
We all good, then?
Gaz.
Yes, very well.
The snow in the background is pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
I think it's a blizzard.
That's the actual night it snowed the other week when I sent you that picture saying, look at it, it's snowing like hell, yeah. I mean, there are some graphic snowflakes in there too, like, just to make it a little bit worse, but yeah. That's what it was like for us of a week. from that back to down to what 3 degrees. My pond went down to 2 or 3 degrees, and now back to 10 degrees in a week and a half. No,
Yeah, I think it was 3, wasn't it? I think we was both doing it at the same time. I think I was half a degree warmer than you before I put the covers on, like.
Yeah, he disappears gas now and again. His cable's broken. He won't fix it.
Please tell me that Santa's bringing you a new cable.
I know what it is now. It's not the cable. I need to pair it before I go live. And when I pair it, I have to unplug it and then plug it back in again. And then it works. So it probably won't do it again, he says, confidently. But Merry Christmas all. I hope you all have a lovely...
Merry Christmas.
Ah, there we go, Daz. Merry Christmas, Rick. I'm sure you can't tell me that you haven't got one.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This next Thursday will be the 28th, which is a mid-Christmas period. So we're going to give it a miss for the next Thursday, and then the following will be 4th of Jan. So we need someone to come along or come in or give us a fish of their choice for the koi appreciation. So if anybody's out there wants to pick one or wants to come in and pick one, feel free to do so. But we could really do with a fish to do a bit of koi appreciation of. And if everybody wants to do a re-look at some of the fish that we have already done it before, feel free. But
there must be some we haven't picked so far.
I think there's a fair few yet. We still have
loads.
Benny Kiki Curio for a start.
I mean, if you buy any fish from Rick's, there's plenty of fish we've not done yet.
Yeah.
You've all been buying fish from me, haven't you?
Any tancho? Tancho's been
no tancho, mate.
No. We've done that one.
Yeah,
we've done tancho, yeah.
Merry Christmas, Tony.
I think, and did I see up north koi pond? And he just bought a banger of a tancho. Did I see on a shot today?
What about metallic fish? We've not done metallics before. We've done ginrin, but not metallic.
True. That is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Was that true?
Mm.
I mean, metallic.
I think. Let me double.
Yeah.
I can't reach my book.
I can't believe she ain't got a tick chart.
I'm too
we
short.
have. Vicky has got one.
I am prepared, Rick. I am prepared.
All right.
If I could find my book. There, I found it. It was on the other side. Someone's been in here moving my shizzle.
CT Koi says, would you say transporting koi is better in the winter than what's your thoughts on getting them new koi this week, guys? To be fair, mate, there was chilled out, they were relaxed, they weren't stressy. They were a little bit when I opened box, started thrashing around a little bit, but they were nice and chilled out on pond, acclimating. They didn't seem any bother in introducing them. They didn't see any issues at all, mate, to be fair. None at all. They went straight in, had a quick cruise around, had a quick join up with everybody else that were in there, and then next thing you know, threw a handful of food in, and they were straight up and in mix of it. They didn't go crazy, because obviously they're not doing it. It's cold attempts, but they fed well. They had a fair few pieces each. It was nice to see them come straight in and do that. That's not everybody. A lot of people think you shouldn't feed them first when you go them in, but it's something I've always done. You got to feed your fish at some point. So whether or not, if you're going to feed them and you've had new fish going in, if they come up and eat, they eat. So I would say a less stress or a stressed animal doesn't tend to want to eat. So yeah. I would say that would indicate less stressed than stress.
Yeah.
Eating. I would see it as a positive rather than a negative.
A lot of the feeding bit comes from the original. When you used to buy fish in, they're coming from Japan, so they were coming in super starved.
Yeah.
And then to suddenly start feeding them a load of food in one hit will cause problems.
Yeah.
Going back to transporting in winter, 100%.
Yeah.
If we could not ship any fish in the summer and ship them in the winter, there's not even a comparison.
A lot less stress.
You shouldn't actually, to be fair, you shouldn't ship them in the summer. That is the only time we have to stop it, when it's over a certain temperature. Because that is the time you shouldn't move them, you shouldn't do anything with them.
But things like fry, you've got no choice, have you?
Yeah, up to certain fish at certain temperatures, but the warmer they are, the more oxygen they need, the more ammonia they're producing naturally, because metabolic rate's higher. So that's all your dangers in the bag in one.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's not freezing, the cooler the better.
Yeah. Yeah, they seemed a hell of a lot more placid than fish that I've brought back. You know, when you stick them in on pond to acclimate in bag, and you see them blasting around like crazy in bag trying to so, and you think, God, it's going to come out of that bag in a minute. when there were none of that. Having these being dropped in these temps, they just sat there chilled out and never really moved, never really bothered.
I suppose then, Gaz, winter is probably a better time for bowling and measuring fish as well. They're less likely to thrash about and damage themselves.
Yeah.
It is. The whole carp industry revolves around moving fish in the winter because that's the safest, best time to move them. But ornamental fish, because people want to buy them in the summer, that's where that all comes in. But in reality, no farm in Japan would want to move them in the summer. No one wants to transport fish when it's warm because that's when all the dangers are there. So, yeah, it's a customer-led thing, not a welfare thing for the fish.
Yeah. So they're not really the best idea for doing it as we really do as a set-up industry. I mean, I suppose the only downside to it is temperature of what you're going to. If you were going from, like, say, shops between 10 and 15 degrees and you're shipping them out to someone that's a heated pond at 24 degrees, then that's 14 degree step up, innit? It's not going to be such a good thing.
It's not great, but it's better than going the other way around.
Yeah, so if you're going from freezing cold into,
hot to cold.
Hot
if you're
environment to a
warm,
cold.
yeah. So if a shop's keeping all their jackfish at 15 degrees through the winter because they won't let them go cold, they can't then ship them to any customers that have got unheated ponds. Yeah. So they can't ship fish through the winter for that reason. And obviously the couriers don't keep temperature controlled vehicles. They're going to go cold. So obviously if your fish are already cold, they're at ambient anyway. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah, we'd ship all of our fish during the colder months if we could. But the customers don't want to buy them in the colder months. They want to buy them in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, from my experience, it wouldn't be something I wouldn't not do ever again. I mean, zero problems, zero issues. All of them happy as Larry, cruising around and swimming about like perfectly normal.
Do you know the only thing that scares me about that though is, like, let's say that you have a parasite problem. I know parasites are quite dormant during winter, but a lot of the treatments that you get have a minimum temperature on it, and I'd be scared to put a koi in my pond when it's been the minimum temperature of a treatment.
Yeah, but that's you've got to trust where they're coming from, and then at the end of the day, that parasite's not really going to be a problem until it warms up. Yeah. Anyway, to a degree, so. I get what you're saying, but it's also a very unlikely thing that you're going to introduce. You shouldn't be putting them straight in your pond, but obviously you can, and people do. And if you trust where they're coming from, that's all right. But yeah, most parasite issues are only going to really be an issue as the temperature warms up when you can deal with them, because the treatments work as the parasite's metabolic rate increases anyway. So again, it's kind of I'd be more scared about transporting fish in the summer when the temperatures are much higher and the stress levels are going to be much higher. That you can have more issues for that or from that than you would when it's cooler. But again, it's just one of those industries. It's done through the summer, the majority of it. So you have to try and fulfill the orders when you can. And the young fish, that's when they're available. So.
I mean, there's only Costia that can live in really, really cold conditions, isn't there? Most of others, I think, fluke become a lot more dormant, don't they? When
they'll all become dormant, but they'll all survive, and they'll all sit there and just grow and breed at a slower rate. So, yeah.
What about this for a suggestion? Your best fish. That's not been done. We haven't done that one. So, how about that? Your best fish for the 4th of January.
Ooh. Don't know if I've got one.
I mean, that's gonna make a mixed bag of everything and anything, which is gonna be Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's go with
Yeah,
the
I
best
think that's
fish.
a good idea.
Each individual owner, whichever fish, and let's not have 25 of your best fish. We want your best fish. The
best of the best.
one best fish out your pond. Whichever you think is your best fish that you like the most, we'll have that one has been the koi appreciation for the 4th of January. Nice one.
And we
Thank
haven't-
you. Good idea.
And
that.
we haven't done metallics yet either. To answer the question earlier.
Well,
There you
best fish, and then we could do for metallics for the week after. It'd be a poor do if everybody's best fish were metallics, wouldn't it?
It'd be a
Doing two bubbles
shocking.
with one.
Go ahead on that. Oh, that is. You poured that.
Blooming heck, yes,
What happened
sticky
there?
Cadbury's flake in there as well. Tony's just asking for a friend. Koi at 24 degrees C, getting big for a tank. How to move them to 11C?
Very slowly.
Reduce them down.
Just drop the tank. Yeah.
To reduce, how's the best way to reduce them down in temperature?
At the end of the day, just turn the whole thing down a degree a day and bring it down.
Dog! Attacked by a pooch.
Daz has been attacked by a female dog in a Santa suit.
I told you it was dangerous earlier, didn't I? I
Where's
told
she
you.
gone? She
What did I
on, she
say?
on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Oh, you disconnected him.
She's disconnected
Froze.
me.
But yeah, the only way of doing it is just drop the whole temperature of everything. And if you can't bring up the other ones, then yeah, you got to drop them all.
Hang on, I'm going to take a picture.
Right, he's getting mullers.
I don't care that you're on the line. It's sweet.
Really?
Trish,
Call your dog off, lady.
hang on.
She's going for my throat.
I think she's just doing it more because
Oh,
Gaz
God.
thinks
Vicious.
wrong.
It's the thoughts and the images of the dog licking its arse just before it did that. That gets me.
That's just mean.
Yeah, Gaz
It's not just mean, it's true.
It's not true. She's
She's had a mouthwash.
she's a lady.
She's a lady.
She doesn't do those kind of
Bother
things.
her, you know.
She has doggy mouthwash every day.
Don't.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not surprised by this story.
So the best way then, Rick, would be to lower it temperature 1 degree day by day till such time as you get it down to the acquired temperature for the fish are moving into.
Yeah, basically, if you can. If you can't, I don't know. Yeah.
You tell your friend, Tony.
You tell. We've all seen
So
the videos.
there's Tony, who's definitely 100% trying to get those. In fact,
Turn the heaters
though,
off.
mate, he's got some nice fish in those tanks. I've been watching a lot of your shorts, mate, and enjoying them. You've got some pretty damn nice ones, and I guess a lot of those are the ones that you've grown on from New Forest Koi as well. There's some pretty damn good fish
It
there.
does do well with them.
Yeah, there's some good size to them and all. Got some good growth on them.
Is it
I've got to
24
admit, though, mate, I
degrees?
think the best one's the cherry red Akamatsuba.
That's nice. I saw
really
that
nice.
shot. That's
I think we've got
That's
Tony
must
outside.
taste of
actually.
trifle.
John
We've
Cole.
got Tony
That must
outside.
taste trifle.
He's got a giant sleigh. I think it's the round table.
Has anybody had any damage? Did you have any damage down there with all them high winds at farm, Rick? Or has everything been all right? Polytunnel's all okay?
I'm going to say you're halfway through moving the polytunnel, aren't you? The Munger tunnel.
It's such a mess. I wouldn't even know. It is just unbelievable at the minute. Yeah, there's so much stuff everywhere.
Apparently,
Yeah,
you're going to have
it's
it finished for 4th of Jan.
No, Mark.
That's a definite no.
No. It's you can do certain bits like we put up a whole tunnel or whatever in a matter of hours, and you think, yeah, we're flying, but actually, that's the basic bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the groundwork, putting the blocks in, concrete in, and dismantling some of the other ponds. It takes forever.
Yeah.
And then when
So-
you've got Vince and Dave there, it takes even longer.
Damn,
That's not
Vince,
fair.
that.
They are gems. They are magic in one way or another.
So you're going all the spawning, holding stock tanks, or your parent fish, stock fish. Are you taking all those little ones out then and making that?
No, they'll all be kept, so they're all sensible sized ponds, so they'll just be carried on as they are, but just redo the filtration again and whatever. So there'll be 10-ton ponds in that big tunnel, and then two or three ponds in the smaller tunnel. But the Bruce stuff will
what
elsewhere
about your
anyway.
aging back though, Rick? I thought we were getting a bit difficult to crouch down and get inside those.
Yeah,
little
the big tunnel will be
polytunnels.
big enough. We can walk along them. It's fine. So the new tunnel's big enough to actually walk through rather than climb in each one.
Commando style.
Keep you busy, mate, won't it? At least, if nothing else, you've got a project to be getting on with. How soon do you need to get the Munga tunnel up and running for anything that you've got ready to go in it?
Nothing, because all the stuff that I would have kept's gone elsewhere to other facilities. So
Right, so you're good that way then.
yeah, there's no brush on any of it. It's just the quicker we get that done, we can carry on doing something else that we need to do. Yeah, it's a blank canvas. There's so much sort of ground and bits that can be utilised better. That if you finish one project, you can just start another, or another, or another, and then never ending.
Yeah.
I think we've got another question from Tony. My friend is thinking about starting YouTube. Any ideas for content during the winter? Well, the biggest content and the biggest creators out there, mate, a vast majority are gaming. So if you're thinking about getting yourself a gaming PC, or your friend is, get into a gaming channel, because that's winter content for you, and then you can switch it back to what you would be doing with your koi again come spring, if your friend keeps koi as well.
Or Tony, you could buy a ticket to Japan. Plenty of stuff out there you could go film.
Yeah, I spent winter months in Japan. Yeah.
Santa Gaming.
I know.
You can teach him.
Got to do something for it the rest of the year. Innit?
Yeah, get yourself a bit of Fortnite. Can he?
Yeah, he plays Fortnite. I'll jump on with you Fortnite, mate. I'll show you how to play it.
No, sorry, he's not allowed to play with strange old men.
No.
That's it, mate. Sorry, mate. You're out of question.
Let's show no mercy.
Any koi suggestions for a 30th koi present for my birthday in Feb?
Who's put that?
Dave.
Dave. I thought Dave was older than 30.
No, he's a
Just
baby.
looks it, mate.
He's had a hard life.
Fans, computer fans, maybe.
I'd say a kahaku, mate. Get yourself a nice kahaku.
Yeah.
His
Green
pond's
Park.
definitely
You
missing a
ain't got
kahaku.
one, and you keep saying you're thinking about it, and there's a couple of ANC's put kahaku in as well. I think we've got another lemon harawaki. My lemon harawaki is the best in the country. None of you lot would have anything to match it.
No, there's no contest.
No.
Right.
I don't think
feel
Dave Yami has
I feel I
it.
need to go back and look at the Lemon Awaki picture now.
But this is going to be a big showdown then, and everyone can put up their top trumps. We could call it Top Trumps Week.
Good. You could. You could have one where everyone puts in the one that was selected that week.
And we could even do the points for the fish on a Top Trumps basis, where it's size gets you points, pattern gets you points, colour quality gets you points.
Eyes get you points.
So it's not just us. Saying, all right,
Oh, Dad.
guys, you need
Straight in.
to
Really crafty.
as you can
If eyes get you points, that means then the one with 3 eyes would get you 3 points.
Yes, bonus
Something like
points.
Bonus. Result.
goes over.
Depends where the eyes are, though.
Tony, they could do a background series on their current setup as there's less videos this time of year. It might get their channel going before next spring. That's not a bad idea, that, to be fair. There is a heck of a lot less content and a lot less interest as well in content when it gets to this time of year. It's difficult to find anything to really film when it's shit, cold, miserable. Sorry, excuse my language. Wet, freezing cold, blowing a gale. It's not the best time to really be out there, is it? This this hobby is a really spring, summer, seasonal type of thing, but you still have to do what you've got to do throughout the week, and it's just not right nice being out there recording it when you've not got much other than filter cleans to do. That's it, isn't it? Really, is just checking on your fish, filter cleans, job's done. That's it. That's all you do.
All you want to do is get back in the warmth as quick as possible. Well, I do.
Yeah, it is. Your hands are numb and freezing in a matter of minutes, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, must be a killer this time of year, Rick, for you when you're down there.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
I said you don't get much snow down there. I wouldn't have thought, would you?
It's not. Yeah, it's not been too bad. But normally we've got so many heated setups. You've got somebody go and hide. But this is the first year in 20 years we haven't got anywhere heated at the minute. Nowhere. Not a single. Nothing.
Is that down to the cost of eating or just
No, it's just circumstance, different.
Yeah.
Just so many different things that. Yes, the cost of anything that was electrically heated is not on.
Yeah.
But a lot of the log burner ones, for one reason or another, aren't running for different reasons. The number we purposely didn't produce the number to go Sankey because we knew we weren't going to have the heating facilities ready.
How do you do the log burning ones, by the way? Do you heat the ambient temperature of the room, the polytunnel,
No,
or
just heat water and then put it through a heat exchanger.
right? Yeah.
So, and it's one of those. They work absolutely fine, but we just haven't got. And obviously, it's me taking my tunnel down. So, in our busiest winter, we might have had 40 heated ponds.
Wow. Yeah.
One way or another, and we've got none at the minute. So it's quite a big difference. And the only difference will be that we'll have smaller tozo that we stock out. So
Yeah.
For me, it's not too bad. I can just come and hide in here.
Yes.
Your polytunnels, your tunnel were warm though today, does, wasn't it? Even
Yeah,
though
it gets
was
about
windy.
20 odd degrees with a bit of sunshine on it. It soon warms up.
Yeah, to be fair, the tunnels are all still way above ambient.
Yeah, pleasant to work in.
That's what you want, really, rather than being
You
chucking
find
it
you want
down
to
again
do,
out there now.
you just want to do everything in the tunnel and not stray out of it though.
Yeah.
How do you
to
hold
be
a
fair.
consistent temperature with a heat exchange one? Does it not get hotter the more the fire's burning, and then when it's dying down?
Yeah, but generally the ponds themselves are so big that you run the burner and you might gain a couple of degrees, and then they're quite well insulated, so they hold it. So you can take it up to 20 degrees when you're running the burner for a few days, and it will maintain. So you might go away for a weekend and come back, and it might drop to 18, and it's no bother to the fish.
Yeah.
They do not. Yeah.
But it's just like a summer's day, isn't it? When you're getting
Yeah, you just have
red hot
they
cracking
have a-
days when sun's belting, and then when it's for a couple of wet, miserable days, it dropping a couple of degrees again. It's just kind of similar to what it would be naturally in summer, isn't it? Really.
So,
How
yeah, so the
often are you
ponds-
feeding the fires to do that?
So if they're in buildings where they're all insulated, so you literally, if we're there during the day, we can run the burner all day, and that will put heat in throughout the day. So you bring the temperature of the pond up, but it's insulated, so it doesn't lose that temperature particularly quickly. So because of the size of it, it might take a whole day to bring up 1 degree, but it will stay there, and then the
Right.
next day. So it's not like massive changes. But yeah, it's just something that we have so much excess wood on the farm.
Mm,
It's kind of a no-brainer to utilize it.
yeah.
Not ideal because someone has to put wood in the fire, and if no one's there for a few days, no one's there to do it. But yeah, it's it's one of those air source heat pumps. Again, we've got them running in different places, but during the colder periods, they're not particularly efficient. So when you want them to be efficient, they're not.
Yeah.
They're very efficient when the ambient temperatures are much higher, but they're not particularly efficient when it's cold. So your cost of running them when it's cold is much higher than it would be to get the gains at a different time of year. So we tend to find I tend to like running the air source heat pumps in the growing units during the warmer months to keep the temperatures much higher consistently, and that's actually more economical than it is trying to run them in the colder periods to make anything warm.
Yeah.
It does make sense from a financial point of view. It might not sound like it, but yeah.
Oh, that's it. ANC Koi says we watch MD fish tanks this time of year. We were watching one of his a couple of months ago, and he was going to make a tropical pond for all his tropical fish outside the garden. Has he continued with that, or has he knocked it on head when he's found out how expensive it would be to maintain them at 26 and 27 and 28 degrees? We don't. I haven't watched anymore to see if he actually finished it off or did it, but he has a good channel, doesn't he? He has some absolutely stunning setup that he used to have in his little shop, but now he's moved to his new premises, hasn't he? His new house. Nice Porsche on drive, so somebody's doing well out of YouTube.
So,
Yeah.
What are you scanning, Daz?
popcorn or something, innit?
Jelly babies.
Jelly babies. Before the trifle.
Yes.
Yeah, good channel that. I enjoy that.
He's relaxed on camera, and he does.
Only person on YouTube that comes in like that.
Yeah. Chill out, man.
I've been outside all day. I'm just thawing out now.
Needs to do those days. It has felt a little bit yesterday. Today didn't want too bad, but yesterday and the day before it did feel a bit of a nip again, like it were just going to drop off a bit. But
Yeah.
apparently we are supposed to get round our area. Forecast is a white Christmas, so let's see.
Surely not.
If that's what you want, that'd be lovely.
You can have the snow as far as I'm concerned.
Nice sunny Christmas to do me.
Yeah, me too. 26
It
degrees.
looks very pretty, but it's just the aftermath of it. Once it's all
Yeah.
melted, it's just more
Well,
water on the floor.
Tears and slush and it's
Yeah,
just a mess.
not good.
Typical Mr. Webb. Evening all. I would wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But why bother?
Ah, humbug.
Come on, guys. Can't be that bad. Surely to God. Life can't be that bad.
Hashtag Grinch.
Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Any topics? Anything they'd like to have a natter or a chat about? Anybody want to come on and join us for a Christmas spirit, guys?
A Christmas spirit drink.
I'm gonna get a drink 1 minute.
Just thought we'd have
go
it a
well
little bit
tonight,
more,
innit?
a bit more kickback and relaxed, and have a natter. Golden Bears. Yes,
Look at
Dino.
that.
100%, mate. I have a tin.
Rick, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever put a Christmas hat on one of your dogs?
Where's this going?
Hang on, no. I'm just gonna... It's okay, don't panic.
I think
So-
I might.
Tin full.
See, told you. He says he has.
Yeah.
I've put a Christmas hat on my dog, but
There you go then.
only for a quick 30 seconds.
Exactly, just a photo shot, and that's all they need.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't do
Still,
that.
still counts, guys.
No, I super glued it on for a week.
I said, do you reckon Rick has fancy dresses and stuff like that for any of his dogs? I said, I know Rick loves his dogs.
Rick's
but I don't
dogs
think
are
he quite loves
working.
them that much.
They are, but there's no reason why I can't wear a Santa's hat.
They're not working now. Hang on.
Exactly.
I mean-
Look, they're not working now. They all need their
mean,
rest
if-
time.
I
Good to
wouldn't
see
be
him.
at all surprised to see it running around with a wax barber on.
And a flat cap.
Yeah.
Waking dog all.
That posh. Oh, you see my deer head up there? How do I do that? It's that shoulder.
Other one, that's
That
it.
one. Small
Was that-
deer, that.
Is that when you shot on the farm?
Yeah. They're very soft and woolly by us. Look.
It's a little
More like
deer.
reindeer.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's
See.
the Christmas tree.
Oh, look,
Not-
there's
not
a
real
real
tree, is it?
one
Not real
as
tree
well.
as well.
Look.
Yeah, look at that. It's been a long time since I've seen a real tree in it. Well, in
A
my
real
house
tree,
anyway.
is it not?
It's not real, is it? No.
Yeah, they grow
It is
everywhere
real,
around
yeah.
us, don't they?
Yeah.
They smell
Just
lovely,
nip
though,
out and
don't
get
they? A
one.
real tree in your house. It smells beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, till the needles drop off.
Yeah, and we still got our Christmas spider up there. Look.
Oh, of course.
It's got a hat
Koi
on now.
Pond wants to know how the flux capacitor works.
Yeah, you need a lot of logs for one of those.
Yeah, you do. A hell of a lot of logs.
Isn't that the food processor on Back to the Future?
Yeah, I also already blanks banana skins and any forms of rubbish and all sorts of shite, didn't he? Where we're going, we don't need any roads.
There we go.
Have you decided what spawns you're doing next spring then, Ricky?
Just good ones.
Yeah. We're just going to wing it.
Yeah, no, we always have ideas, but it doesn't ever work like that, does it?
No.
The first set you put in, something will happen. They won't spawn, or the eggs will be bad, and then you
One of them drops dead.
just do an house, and then So
Said to you?
yeah, we got ideas.
Yeah.
And we got a weird growing show going on. I think with Vince for a unique parent set, and then we're going to sell the fry at literally 2 weeks old. It's a growing
Yeah,
show.
we want in on that, me and Daz.
Yeah,
Combined.
definitely.
I ain't got the facilities to grow any on, but Daz has down at his. So we want to get some, and then we could
You want
document it
to buy two
alongside.
rocks and spread them.
Well, whichever,
Why not?
yeah, maybe, yeah. And just,
That's
I
not
don't know
bad,
if
yeah.
I don't know if we could do the capability. Maybe Daz, maybe we could, maybe we could
Yeah.
get 2 of those tanks at Bottom Garden and have.
Yeah.
How many's going to be in a bag?
I just want to try and limit it to 200 fry per person.
Right, there you go.
Everyone
Right,
starts.
so-
It's a nice. Everyone can do that
Yeah.
shit.
if they want to.
That's a long way to drive to feed them every day, Daz. Do you think I can? Do you think I can employ your mum to do? I'm gonna have to.
We'll use live food. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
We've
that's
already got the Daphne whizzing around in there.
I just
yeah,
it'd be a
interesting,
unique
that
thing.
should
Isn't
be
it?
fun.
It's the most point blank growing show you can have against each other, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
But
are starting
talking with Vince, what you're saying is basically you're gonna get them. Everybody gets a bag of, let's say 200, whatever it's going to be. Get a bag of 200. You take those 200, you grade through them, you select through them, you pick them, you do it and everything. And when you get through to the end, when it's all done and finished, you can pick one fish to put in the competition to compete against everybody else's best one fish.
fish.
I think
Yeah.
that's a
That's
good
class.
idea. I think that's
That is a really good.
Like this. Yeah.
Good idea.
I just think it's the most. Yeah, you just all start at that point, and
Yeah.
whoever does best can do best. And it's not just size, but size can make a massive difference.
Yeah.
So those that fit them down first and give them the best environment, you will have fish from 4 centimeters to 20 centimeters by November. There'll be a big difference. And obviously, the bigger fish are going to have a better chance because they'll be more developed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just fun, isn't it? It's not going to
Yeah,
cost.
I think it'd be good just to see what people pick to put up because you're not going to know what anybody else is. We've got to keep it top secret.
No.
Shit, we aren't going to be able to do that to put it out as content as well, are we?
Oh, we can put a general.
We just won't show the best ones.
We just won't tell them. Yeah, which ones we're actually going to enter.
There you go.
I might have to get on the phone with Grandpa and see if he wants to get involved.
Yeah, you need another bit. You're going to need a bigger tank.
I know.
But the way it should hopefully work is also if we'll do them as well. So I'll split them and have
Oh, we're
ponds. of
screwed
them.
then, aren't we?
No, but I'm not in it. So it's fine. So I'll be able to show people this is where you should be at week 7 or whatever, and there'll be these coloured ones and these.
No
coloured
pressure
ones,
in
and
the
they'll be
road,
this
no?
size. So, but it gives you everyone will under. It's just I don't know. It's like a blueprint, isn't it?
It'll be a good learning thing for everyone to be able to compare your fish at X amount of weeks compared to their own. So it would be a good learning tool. for
Yeah,
everyone.
100%. We were watching a video last night, me and Aaron and Vicky, and we were watching it, and it was Sakai Fish Farm, wasn't it, Aaron? And he was saying that he took 50,000 fry
Oh yeah.
down to 600.
No, it's
category.
500,000.
Sorry, 500,000
500,000.
fry down to 600 tatigoi. From 600 tatigoi down to 100, and from 100 to one top-notch fish. So when we're talking about 200 fry, your first cull,
Yeah.
you're done. You just got one left. If you look at it.
But that's a different. That one fish he's gonna be wanting 10 grand for.
Yeah.
realistically.
Oh yeah. I'm just. Being a bit
That's
tongue-in-cheek.
quite. It's one of those things. Obviously, we accidentally drained a pond with a load of little sankey fry in it today. We didn't accidentally drain it. We drained it. I forgot they were in there. So Vince was like pigging shit, isn't he? He's like, wow. So he got them all. And then we went through them, and there was one fish out of the however many hundred he had. I said, that's the one. Straight away, and they're only whatever. But you can see that one fish had decent potential. That was it.
So,
Yeah.
so right.
Is it
so
better than the
really
one
then-
I've just bought?
Really then? So
Well, I don't know.
in
Am I buying that
theory,
one as well?
He is.
if we take a bag of 200 and we get down to it at the end, we should really only end up with
One. You should have
one
one.
belter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Or one that, as good as it can be. Evening. How do? Did you not get me message the other day when you sent me a message saying, see, I do watch. Did you receive your note? I sent it to your mobile. I sent you a private message saying, it's turned up, mate. It came today. You didn't get it, did you?
It was a bit further on in the video as well, weren't it?
Who, me?
Yeah, it was if you'd
Net.
watched it right. So you dropped yourself in it there then, didn't you? I didn't twig on that. I didn't pick up on that. I actually showed the net in the box in the shed.
And then forgot to tell it was from me.
Oh shit!
Bad
I'm
news.
sure I said I got it in the video prior. I'm sure I did.
You're probably going to do it in your. Have you done your net already, or is that?
No. That's hopefully this weekend. But if it's lashing it down, I'm going to sack it off. I need to get it on though. But
You
It's
do,
not been
'cause I've
back
no
yet.
fish left.
no, it can't be. Well,
That's
I'm not
bad
going to say.
words
I'm
to
not
say,
saying
mate.
it. I'm not saying it. Somebody jinxed me today. Then I told everybody, like in a couple of groups, like I finished work for Christmas and I finished half day today. And the person, Johnny, turned around and said, "Yeah, but Gaz, you know what'll happen? You'll end up coming home on motorway and get stuck in traffic. 3 hours, man. 3 hours to come home." But again, I'll say this: 'cause, I mean, I'd rather take 3 hours to come home. But the person that they shut the motorway, which is normally a fatality, in it, so there's somebody that
Always
ain't going
someone
on, which
having
is
a worse
horrible.
day, mate, isn't there?
At least it better. Well, 3 hours late home, Johnny. You
Well, you
bastard.
said it, man. Fucking fluke are raising their nasty little head, aren't they? Now these temperatures are creeping up. So
Yeah.
many people are catching fluke, mate. Well, not
Yeah.
people, fish. But
Catching them. Where are they catching them from?
having a fiddle with their fish, mate, aren't they?
Matt Bailey's asked there, Rick, what size grow-on tank would you need for 200 fry?
Like that big.
Yeah,
200
depends.
fry would grow best on in how many litres of water?
Thousands and thousands if you got it.
Yeah. But
Reality. If you've got I don't know, an IBC container, that'd be ideal. Anything
So
you can
1,000
keep warm.
litres would be about ideal as you
what I
progressively
was
go
saying.
down and through and grade through and turn out others. And
Yeah. I mean, some people who have aquariums. Look at Tony, mate. He grows his fry from us in glass aquariums,
yeah.
and they fly. yeah. But
Sorry, Tony.
if he thinned them down more, he wouldn't have such a problem.
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
But
Vicky, how big's that tank in your garden near the cars?
6 foot long.
6 foot, 2 foot, 2
Has it
foot.
got a purpose?
Yeah, it does have a purpose. It's going into a building, but the building hasn't been built yet.
It's alright, I just seen it.
It's
I
gonna
was
be
going
a
to call
bathtub.
dibs on it before Gaz. For the second time today.
I'm just going to dibs
I'd
one
drown.
of Gaz's concrete concrete bunker ones down at bottom at pond. I'm going to dibs one of them. We're going to have one each for Daz, one for me. We've got 400 frying it, and we're just going to competition against each other. There you go, mate.
we can do that, guys. Yeah.
We can. Well, we'll
You
just
know
make
when
2 more.
you know when Daz is feeding it though, he's going to be feeding yours like that, not looking.
Oh,
Yeah, I
good,
mean-
Daz.
I keep
Just
fishing in
make
yours, guys.
2.
That's a bit hard.
Fucking hell.
Bit harsh.
We could just make 2 big mud ponds for them. Your mum wants us to do it. Don't say no when she keeps saying do it. Get a dinner.
You keep
in.
trying, don't you, guys?
Yeah, I keep trying. Keep trying.
I think
Take
Crafty
conifers
should have
out.
some at the shop as well.
But you don't dig it
Nice
down
little
at shop.
display pond.
It's a bit of a way, though.
He's not listening. Has he gone? Has he lost it?
And I missed what you said.
I think Crafty should have some at the shop as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
People could visit every week to see how they're doing.
Chuck them in that big pond you're digging, Crafty.
I ain't digging any fucking ponds, mate. I tell you, I'm done with that. Done with that. I don't do fry. I dare
Rick
get
has some
involved with
fiberglass
them because
vats.
it'd just be something else to waste my money on.
God. All your fish have got to come from fry.
Yeah, I know, but if I get into it, mate, it's like I'll just start chucking money at it.
Build another pond. Sell off some of those bonsais and stuff in garden. Move some of them on. Make another.
Yeah, you don't need them.
Well,
You can have it rendered by end of next year.
I'm even thinking about cladding the cunt myself, mate.
Go with tile cladding.
Just like bit of scrap wood round it.
Pallet wood. Fucking
Pallets.
great.
Pallet wood, man. Just get that round it. That'll do.
You buy the bamboo sheets pretty cheap, can't you? Just unroll one of them round it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, that, man. That'd be easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be easier. I'll tell you what, though, tomorrow, are you about, Gaz? Because I'm doing an auction tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm about, mate. Oh, shit, am I? What day is it? Tomorrow?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, I'm off all day, mate.
Oh,
Finished. I'm done. I was thinking, I don't know why I was thinking it was Friday. Yeah,
is it
I'm done
Christmas
now.
Eve? When's Christmas Eve? Was it Friday or Saturday?
Christmas Eve.
Saturday.
Oh, it's
Saturday.
Saturday I'm doing it, not Friday. I don't know my days.
What
'Cause
time are you doing it on Saturday?
I ain't decided yet.
Right, well,
That's gonna really
I am
pull
out.
people in,
I'm out
Crafty.
through Saturday, but I can be back through Saturday.
It's probably going to be during the day, to be fair.
Oh, I do it live with you. I do it live from Daz's Koi Farm.
Ooh.
There you
Yeah,
go.
maybe you can get a couple of yours up. Bit of a collaboration.
Could do if we can get a decent signal. We can sort something.
I've got some banging fish on as well that I've selected out. There's a goshki on that I weren't going to sell, but I'm going to sell. So, see how that goes. It's a banger. I'll see if I can send you a little picture of it because, in fact, it's on our website. I've got it on our website for 700 quid.
Wow.
So starting price at 50 quid then, yeah?
I've only got it on right. Let me just get it. Let's put it right. Okay.
It is Christmas.
It's not 700 quid's worth of fish. I'm telling you that now. So many people were interested that I was like, not for sale, not for sale. Oh, if you want it, it's 700 quid because I was going to grow it on. All right, and then once I get it to a decent Nisai size, it's going to be worth that sort of money. But let me just find it on this website and you'll see. But absolute beast. Well,
I don't know if you picked it up or dissed it down then.
no.
No, I know what he's doing.
It's banging, mate.
It
It's real banging fish. I'll put it up for 700 quid because if anyone wants it, they can have it for 700 quid. Because if they can keep it alive and grow it on well enough, it's a potential show winner, in my opinion. So
Crafty's priced that like our price jobs, the jobs that you don't want to do. It's just gone like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Tony said,
One
"Let's
day
start
someone
the
will buy it,
bidding."
Crafty, and you're like,
Do you want to start the bidding now?
how
Yeah,
many
that went
people
well
are
last time, didn't it?
There's 117.
Aaron.
yes.
Craft,
how many people?
we
Hang
got
on,
some
let me
fiberglass
get it up
tanks.
first. Let's see.
The dog see the rabbit.
How big are they, mate?
Send a message. We got out there, I don't know, this big.
Right.
Trouble is, they're at our place. But they're free.
Well,
if
no,
you want.
that's not. I mean, I've got a van and I don't pay for diesel, mate. So I was half contemplating
Merry Christmas.
You might
after
as
my
well pick up
holiday
your
coming
fish
down
when you're there
anyway.
then, wouldn't you? Yeah, save yourself 30 knicker and pick up the fish.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought I was going to speak to some of these guys and see if they wanted to go and pick up birthday present after holiday, like so.
Road trip.
It's it's not as if it's like, oh, I've got to come down and pay the fuel. Just drive
Has
down
your-
there.
Like, if you've got free fuel, swing by like Huddersfield, then
I was contemplating that today, though, Gaz. You might want to drive to me first so we
Yeah,
can see the
bugger.
unboxing.
yeah. Could do
Has
that.
your van, Aaron, got a tow bar on it?
No. Why?
I've got 2 trailers sitting here.
She's got a horse box she wants taken.
I've got a horse trailer, ain't I?
She's
No,
got
I'm
two
being
horses she
serious.
wants to
You
get
could
rid
I
of.
was
have.
thinking she wants a car towing on my diesel.
She's
No,
got 4
no.
horses she wants to get rid of. She'll just
No,
drop 'em
I
off
didn't
down there
even
in New
mean
Forest,
that.
let 'em go in the middle of
Meant
the
you
road.
could have used the horse trailer to bring one back.
I've got ratchet straps, don't worry about that.
Stick it on the roof.
6-hour drive with a fiberglass tub on the roof.
Can I send it? Can I send the link to
What's it?
your messenger thing? Not
Yeah.
not the green one, the other one. I'm getting old,
See you-
mate. I
see you
can't
later, Mr.
remember
Webb.
your name and stuff anymore.
Look at this. He's a fucking Scrooge and a half, innit? Right, guys, I'm off. All right, guys and gals. Got better things to do than sit here all night. Don't let the door hit you on your arse on the way out, will you? In a bit. Happy New Year, you miserable shit.
Merry Christmas, Gary.
Fucking hell, man.
Till next time.
I've sent it to your Facebook Messenger.
Thank you very much.
Ooh,
Is
let's
this
have
the
a look.
fish that we were talking about then, the Goshka?
It could be worth 700 quid, but it'd get it for 250 if you ask nicely. That's what he was saying, isn't it? That's what I got from that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got that as well.
How big
That's
is it?
nice, mate. Hang about. Let's right. We'll start the bidding.
25.
How big? How big, Crafty?
25 it is.
Are we going to see it? Or are we starting the bidding before we see it? What if it's a bifter?
Blind bid. blind bid on blind auctions.
Ooh. Is there a video to complement this?
It is a video.
That's nice, isn't it?
Absolute banger of a fish, man.
Nice floating
Jeff
there.
says he received his fish, Crafty.
Say that again, mate.
Jeff says he received the fish.
Oh, excellent. Nice one, Jeff. Did you get yours, Aaron?
I was just about to say Leo received his as well. I ain't put a video on about it yet, but he's absolutely
Sorry
buzzing.
about
He's,
that, as long as it's got it, mate.
And if you didn't
He's-
know, mate, I received my net too.
he sent Leo sent Chris a video from America who won it, so that I thought get her sent one and we'll put it on our next video.
How
That's
big
nice,
is
that.
your
I like
farm
that.
McCoy? 26 cm, I think he said.
25 cm it is.
25 cm. ANC are bidding 200.
Already? You don't even know what the starting bid is in. It might be starting at a tenner.
No, he
25
actually put, he put
right.
2 quid in,
Tell you
so
what.
I advanced it somewhat.
Do it now or do we not? Do we wait till Saturday?
Well, I reckon you should wait, mate, and then
I've gotta wait till
this will be a nice teaser for everyone.
I'll put 100 quid on it now if you're doing it now.
Yeah, Aaron, sold.
Right, guys. I tell you what. I'm gonna send you a reserve, right?
Yeah,
That no one knows, just so we don't get that minimum bid.
hang about. Let me stop sharing it. Whoa.
Oh, was that close? Was
That
it?
were close or what?
Bing on the screen.
Right then.
You could just
If
say the
anybody
minimum
would
bid.
like to make a bid on this fish,
There is a reserve, but I'm not telling you the reserve. All right.
there is
That's
a reserve,
close.
but I'm not telling you.
Fire away.
Simon
Right,
Shears,
right.
90 quid.
We're going
Guys,
backwards.
our starting
Yeah, we're
line.
going backwards.
That's straight in there. Dino, 30 bob. Is there
you have to
postal?
pay
Yes,
£25
postage.
postage on top.
Come on,
Yeah.
more info, Crafty. Where's it
Can
from?
we have it big?
Where's it
How can I
from?
make it bigger?
Ikarashi,
Bead it.
All right, let's give it some. So Ikarashi, Goshki. I've had this fish for about 3 months, and when it looked better in the flesh than what it did in the actual box, I could not believe it when I opened it up. Actually, looking at this fish, there's so much Benny on it. It really sits. It sits.
David, is that a legitimate bid? 250 quid.
Sits out in the pond massively, and as it grows, you will get a little bit of robing come up, I think. But I've had discussions about this fish with somebody in particular, because when next season I'm looking to attend 2 or 3 koi shows, and there's going to be dealers VAT available, and I was going to wait out for it, but with the new fish that I've just had in, I've decided to go with another fish that I've just got. So that's the only reason I want to put this one in. So as it gets bigger, man, this fish already showing all the qualities that you need. It's got great body shape. The fins are particularly good, very well uniformal. And as you can see, as the fish gets bigger, it will get darker. And that will only enhance with the Benny on the fish on itself as well. But little bit of robing through that or not. For me personally, everyone looks for the floating Benny, but it's just so bloody difficult, especially when you're sitting in a harder water. When a sumi will pick up in a harder water unless you're in a real soft area. Trying to keep floating Benny is absolutely difficult. So
Right,
nothing comes out of it with a bit of
Crafty,
robing.
you've a legitimate bid there at 250, mate.
250. Yeah, who's that? Tony
David. He says he still has free showers at Perfect Aquatics.
He's waiting for them all, mate.
Where's David? Yeah, 250 it is, and it's worth that all day long. In my opinion, it's worth more, but and it is worth more.
Any advance on 250? If not,
What are you going to do? Give it.
says I'm out, even though he's only just found out what the bid were at. Paul Butler says 2 shilling. You ain't got 2 shilling.
2 shillings. That's 10 pence.
Are you chucking an overwintering as well?
I can, overwinter. I can. All my fish come overwintered. If you want it, it's a free service. It'll go into a pond that is sitting at 12 degrees.
Caught better in the canal.
You speak so much bollocks, mate. It's unreal.
It's a pretty fish.
It's
There's a nice
a
fish.
good fish, mate. I'm telling you. But
Nice big mouth.
tell you what, let's give it for Dave at 250 so we don't prolong it out, mate. So
There you go, David. Congratulations, mate. Merry Christmas, bud. You are now a proud owner of said fish.
If you can just drop us over your. In fact, you need to ring the shop tomorrow, mate. I don't know the shop's telephone number off the top of my head, but it's one of them days. I'm knackered.
That's nice, though. It's got a nice head pattern on it, that, hasn't it?
That'll only get better as it darkens up, mate. That fish, another season, 10 centimetres on it. When that starts to finish up a treat, mate, it's going to look absolutely banging in someone's pond. That. Well, who won it? Dave, was it?
Simon Shears says some posh canals in Liverpool.
That's about right, that.
That's a stunning fish. It is a stunning fish.
It is.
Lovely. There we go then. Sold.
I'll tell you what, Rick's had some bangers on his website, on Facebook. I see some nice
There's a
pictures.
nice tan show on Riggs.
There's a nice Sankey on there as well.
There was one there, Aaron.
Aaron, I do believe I showed you that one days before and said, you want to look at this fish, mate? That's banging.
I know, I was looking for a week and I had 3 saved options and that was in the saved options.
Yeah.
You were lucky you got it, mate.
Yeah,
can't
I
believe
thought that one particular one would have gone pretty damn quick. And the one the other one that was right alongside of it, whatever number the next one on was. Those two were nice.
Giving away fish these days.
Yeah, it's nice, mate.
We're a charity fish farm.
Jeff Lee says, "Of mine, Crafty, have mine put on 10 cm."
Don't get me started on that, Jeff, because I am very, very angry about all that, and I won't speak about it.
Evening, Jeff.
Yeah, even
Surely it's
I've
not
got
lost
some,
size.
No,
Mine is
no,
10 cm.
no, it's not backwards, mate. It's just put it this way. I think it was Jeff. So I might have just spoke out of turn there, but we had we'd sold a couple of fish, and I'd been led to believe that everything had gone out, and I think it was Jeff that messaged me in the week saying, "Are you sending me fish or what?" I was like, "It's gone out." I haven't received mine yet, and lo and behold, I hadn't been sent. So I went a little bit mental at a couple of people in the week or this week to get them sent out.
Pick your P60 up on the way out. Or P45, should I say?
No, it weren't that bad. It was just they just totally dropped some of their responsibilities off, and I made them go and pick them back up to get back on it. Put it that way. So, Keisha Sui. What's that for, Dina? And how come you don't see many Keisha Sui knocking about?
Because they're horrible.
Keisha Sui's are nice.
I don't like them. I'm not a Shisui fan, to be fair.
I'm not keen on the normal Shisuis, but the Keisha Sui, yeah.
But they're not
That's
called
what
a
you're
quiche.
eating now, mate.
It's just a
Just
food
never ending.
machine, isn't it? Just trifle in jelly form.
I've got my frazzles now.
They're not called a quiche Sui, though, are they? They're called a
They are.
Oh, wakabaki.
There's a Keisha Sui and there's a Ayawakaba.
Oh, right.
Or wakabaki.
So there are both. There is such a quiche Sui.
Yeah.
Ah,
The Ayawakaba is kind of a messy Keisha Sui.
I think they'd be better than the normal Shisui. I just don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the linear yellow stripe down each side, I think they look really nice.
Yeah, but it's keeping them that nice bright colour.
Yeah,
mate.
this is the big problem with a lot of yellowfish. Same with the Harawakis, it just disappears. You end up with a white fish.
It can actually go black, can't it? Towards and start going into 3, 4, 5-year-old. It can really darken off. And it's
water hardness. A lot of it.
It's more genetics, actually, mate. If you have a look at the Asagi, as they get older, they blacken off and fall to fucking pieces at some point and look like knackered old beans. You know, it's the same thing with them, but being a Deutsch fish, it's
might start off looking like that.
Even uglier.
Yeah, even uglier.
Dean, man, you bad. Wacky backy. Me nan smokes wacky backy in the jigger with a mate peg. Oh my god. Dave, TW247, New Forest Koi, have a look. NFK for abbreviation. Man, many times I've put in NFK in a couple of chats and folk have gone, what's NFK?
I don't even know, mate. What though? Yeah, Vince has been picking fish for photographing, hasn't he? He's got his own code. He's got his own code at work now.
Yeah. When's he get clocking in card? He was late today. You need to deduct his salary anyway. 2.5 hours late, stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I did feel a bit bad for that.
He was fuming.
He phoned me up at one point, and I'm like, I presumed he was there putting the kettle on. I'll be there in a minute. He's still on the M3, wasn't he?
Still stuck in traffic.
It's good though. Enthusiasm.
Oh God.
She's got a skinhead and gets on the bus with a yellow Hilly Hansen. She's the cock of bingo.
That was what I was giggling at.
Oh my god. Has anybody got any sensible topics, or are we just going to talk about Dino's granny all night?
Right, here's one, Rick. How often do your fish come out of your ponds with lice?
Lice.
Yeah.
We've got two mud ponds that they will always pick up lice on.
Okay,
So
that's
we're
cool.
looking in, and it's nothing. It's not. As soon as they go into a normal pond, we just It's
Let's
not
say-
one of those things. Not a problem.
How do you get rid of?
Lice, Parazan P is probably the easiest.
You're talking Argulus, are you? The
Lice, yeah. It doesn't survive well in like koi ponds. Well, its life cycle's too convoluted, and in a mud pond, it's a natural thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you take them to a clean koi pond, and yes, if you put a load of fish with lice on, you can have a problem, but it realistically is not. It's not really an issue. And if you have got an issue, you can use an anti-crustacean parasite treatment.
Yeah,
There's a few about, and it's not really. And it's one of those visible ones. To kill your fish, you've got to have a hell of a lot on there.
Are they a blood-sucking parasite then? The lice?
Yeah. So they're basically a crustacean. So they'll live on the skin, and they on tiny fish because they inject a numbing agent. So when they suck the blood, the fish. But they're something that's they could kill a tiny fish because if a tiny fish and a lice is almost the same size. In every natural sort of mud pond with carp in, there will be Argulus fish lice, and it's something that if the fish sit dormant in the silt, they can pick up a few and they jump around, knock them off, and it's just a natural thing. And if you had that in a normal koi pond, it shouldn't be a problem unless the fish are seriously weakened and you've created a situation where it is a problem. But you can get the treatments to deal with it pretty easily. It's one of those, such a visible thing that it's not really. It shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a reason why I asked, mate. I've just sent Gaz over a little video. Cast your eyes on this if you can bring it up, Gaz. All right. Because it's extremely rare in my experience to actually pick up something like that.
They're ugly shits, aren't they?
Horrible
But
looking.
that's not Argulus. That's not
It's not.
Argulus.
No.
And this is the thing. So we were when I done a still against what a lice is.
That's not Argulus.
Matched it. What do you think that is?
It's probably not even a fish health issue. That's probably just a natural little critter, and there's
Little
millions
bug.
of them.
Yeah.
If you had 1,000 of them on one fish,
No, there was a few fish showing with it out the same pond.
yeah.
And
It might be something that just eats detritus trapped in the slime coat.
But
You
yeah,
see,
that's not. That's
because
not
lice are visible to the naked eye. And
Yeah.
I didn't know whether.
Fish
I mean,
bites
they've got
like a
to
chicken.
start. They've got to start their life cycle at a certain point. And I didn't know whether or not, maybe this is like juvenile, like rather than an adult variant.
No, they're just a smaller version. The juveniles are. They're in all major watercourses. They affect most wild fish, but you don't tend to get them in ponds very often.
So what? Come on, Daz, you are the bugs expert. What do you reckon it is?
I think. I mean, I've had an odd critter like this, and they don't match anything that no known parasite is you associate with fish.
Rotifer.
I think it's no. Rotifers are tiny. I think it's just some rubbish clearer upper,
detritus.
for want of a better expression.
So it's a binman.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll do any harm to your fish. By the looks of things, it's just chewing on all the crud that gets stuck in the mucus.
Yeah, see, it's
I've had it on fish eggs spawn that are dead, and they seem to breed very fast on stuff like that, and they seem to feed on sort of dead, rotting tissue.
Yeah.
They move
Oh,
quite fast as well.
It's one of them that pops up on your like, you know, doing the scrapes that we do, and you know the health checks that we do, and it's like, what the fuck is?
What the hell is that? Yeah,
You know, it's like a new one that pops up, and you're like,
yeah,
right,
that
okay,
don't match anything.
where do we go? The closest thing that I found, which I sort of half convinced myself, was lice, because when you look at, you know, pictures of lice, it's got little legs in the right places. The back end of it looked like it had something, but
That lice, that type of lice is like size of a 5p piece, though, isn't it? I know,
No,
obviously.
not quite that. No, they
I know
get
they're going to start off.
4 mil, you know, which is
Yeah.
visible to the naked eye, and they look like horrible little. They
They're
look
flat.
like wet seeds, don't they, when they're attached?
Yeah, they're completely flat, more or less. They're like a little shield shape. The little legs
What
sticking out.
magnification's that, Skeg? I mean, sorry, Crafty. Shoot.
I can't remember off the top of my head, mate. 400 maybe off the top of my head. It's second setting, but I can't remember what it is. It's our second setting.
Yeah.
One of the Arandas I brought came in with 2 lice once. And they are, you could see them straight away.
I haven't
Yeah.
got what.
Ugly bugger, whatever it is.
Perhaps
they
we should,
look quite
we
big.
should do a whole thing of who can record the craziest crap on their fish, and then we could do it
Yeah.
live. Mate, I think
One mate that looked like a. Do you remember when you was young? Like I'm taking us oldies back a bit. I used to have like the Rubik's cube, but they come in a big straight pole, and you used to have to bend them.
Oh
round.
yeah.
I had this thing that looked like a fucking worm. That it didn't bend like nice and round. It literally straight bends like fucking. What the hell is this? and then all the like fucking T-foul heads come on, giving the scientific name of what it was in the pond lice. So totally harmless. It's like a fucking weird looking thing, man.
Yeah.
I'd hate to know
there's
what
millions,
happens.
literally millions of things
There is.
in the environment, and what actually causes disease is so few on the fish. And,
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
Quick question from Jamie, live around the koi pond. Question for Rick. How would you treat one for parasites in one of your grown ponds?
Exactly the same way as you do in any other pond.
Cheers, Crafty.
You know.
Yeah.
Are you talking more around?
Would
Right.
you treat for parasites in a grown pond, though?
Yeah.
In, let's
Very
say,
rare.
like one of your mud
To be
ponds.
honest, very
Would you
very
treat?
rare, because the whole point of a grown pond is they're in conditions that they like. They're growing, it's warm, and you have very very few parasite problems. But if you do, Costy is one of the few that might rear its head in a hot summer when they're growing, and you treat exactly the same. It's just 25 gallons of formalin instead of 500 mils of formalin. It's just more.
How many? 25?
Yeah, sometimes. If you treat 250,000 gallons, it's 25 gallons or whatever. That's just what it is. But yeah,
The difference being for you, though, you can use more commercial product than what we can buy over the counter. You don't have to go out there and go, I'll go get a couple of bottles of
Yeah,
fruit
but
pea.
formalin's formalin. You can buy 25 gallons. You can buy a drum or you can buy a bottle. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Just sold in different
More-
quantities.
That's what I mean. Though could a member of public buy that amount?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If you went to the right shop, yeah. Well, why is a member of public buy 25 gallons of formalin?
The fucking garage.
I don't know what they do with it. Unless they're going to put it in little bottles and sell it at 500 ml lots.
Mate, don't give people fucking
I was
ideas.
gonna say they
mate.
probably would.
Fucking hell, you'd be knocking them out for £5 a bottle.
That's exactly what a company does. They buy a lot, put it in small bottles, sell it for more. Same-
After putting a sticker on it.
yeah, but it's the same product, isn't it? It's
Well, it is the same
generally the whole point of a grown pond is that
All right,
they're
then.
in a situation where they're growing and the so you don't have those problems like you do when you stack them up or mix them up or store them or stress them because they're in that environment they want to be in. So you tend not to have a problem.
So in that situation then, right? So if you can go out and buy 10,000 gallons of formalin, why can't I go out and buy 40 sacks of Sakai Akari?
You can.
Well, you can. It just costs you a lot of money.
No, but right. Well, you try finding it online so that you can buy direct from a dealer.
The point is, guys, then you have to go to the Sakai Hikari distributor and become a dealer to buy 40 sacks or whatever. In that point of view, you've got a distributor in this country that will only distribute.
So you have to become a dealer so that you can buy it. That's
but formalin.
You know, Gaz, if you was going to use that analogy, mate, right? The fucking. Okay, I'll go to Jeff in a minute. I had a message with. I had a meeting with the rep from Saki about 2 weeks ago because looking at buying, because I'm looking at doing the toy shows like next season. Obviously, it's one of those go-to sort of things that people like to pick up at a show. So, asking, right, if I was to buy 200 bags of each of the varieties that you sell, do I get a knockoff deal? No. So even then, mate, even if you buy in bulk, you're still paying at dealers' prices. They will not give you any sort of special deals, even if you buy in bulk. It's just mental, mate, and that's because Saki can boss that, mate. Yeah, if I went to another, I don't know, another supplier, they'd be right. Yeah, we'll do that at a reduced price at 70% a bag or whatever, just for the volume that you're ordering. But Saki, no chance.
Yeah.
And there's fucking so little money made on Saki, it's unreal. It's free, mate.
250 quid a bag. There's little money made on it.
It's not
Pull the other one. It's got Christmas bells on it.
£189, I think it is off the top of my head, mate.
How much?
180.
180 a bag.
Yeah, something like that. Without going in, but you know, we're picking that up for not a lot less than that, mate. Right? But if I was to sell you a bag of Tetra shit food, we're making a fucking steal on it, mate.
Vicky, you need to become a what do you call it? Oh, Daz.
I don't think anyone will be buying Tetra now. You've called it shit food anyway.
I've got a secret anyway, boys. All you do is buy the Hikari sacks, and you can fill them up with anything and redo the sacks.
Shh, secrets.
Fill it with coppers.
Just don't tell the fish.
But yeah, most chemicals you can buy in bulk, mate. So I'm not saying fish foods, but formalin, malachite, acroflavin, whatever it is, it's a product that's used in other industries in much greater volumes than you'd use in your pond. But why would you buy 25 gallons of formalin if you've only got a normal pond?
Sell it you in little bottles with your label on it.
There you go.
GKP formalin.
That's the question, right? What do you? We had this kind of earlier in another of this. FMG. Is FMG okay to be used on goldfish, fancy goldfish, or is it purely really made for koi? Because on the bottle, I'm sure it says just for koi and not other forms of ornamental fish.
I've used on goldfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no. I'm not meaning. Can you use it? Does anybody know what it's stipulated for in the bottle, FMG, as to what it's used for, what it should be used for?
It's just formalin and malachite.
Yeah.
So,
Don't use it on tench.
Yeah, I know there are certain fish that it says on the bottle not
It
to
said
use it
rudd
for,
as well, didn't it?
Tench, rudd, and something else.
Yeah. Oh, we're
But is
talking
it
about
like
like
Starlight?
goldfish bunkings.
It's starlight and sturgeon as well.
End of the day, goldfish are like cockroaches. They're bully
Don't say that, Dad. You're going to
They're
upset
not,
the
mate.
goldfish keepers.
Sorry.
You,
That's the
you
bad.
can't sleep with near them. They don't like that. 100%. There is a difference. But yeah, FMG, as far as I was aware, FMG was just formalin and malachite.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Tench don't like malachite at stronger doses, but I don't expect FMG is a strong dose anyway.
Yeah, I've never used it on any of my goldfish because like Gaz, I'm sure it said somewhere on the bottle
I
or
thought I'd read it.
MT
not to be
Labs
used-
itself said not to be used on anything else other than koi. Like no other ornamental fish other than koi. And if it's a
It
mixed
says it on
pond,
the
it
label,
tells you to
stick to the
separate
label.
them.
I've
Well,
definitely
yeah.
at least twice on goldfish, and I've not had any fatalities.
I've used malachite with goldfish for years and never had a problem.
Never
I've
had
used
a-
formalin with goldfish for years, never had a problem. But I've never used
Mine
NTs
have
or
goldfish.
so.
Ryukyu, they're not the hardest breed, so it's
Or
okay.
flood tench or sturgeon is what MT Labs advise, not to use it on those 3 varieties. 4 varieties, sorry.
Having rud and tench over the years, I've had to use Blagden's anti-parasite. The problem is isn't the medicine. It's as such. It's the strength of each dose that it's issued. That's the issue, should I say?
There you go. Never had an issue, but
Skeggy has
Sorry.
used FMG with sturgeon, roach, tench, and goldfish.
Okay, but again, that needs to come with a caution sign. You know, do it at your own risk. All right, not saying you can't use it.
he's killed them all.
Yeah,
Because
that's the thing. But that is that's right. I mean, since the EU fucked us up the ass.
Oh my God. Jesus.
No,
I'm
but
leaving.
when you're talking about parasite treatments, none of them do the damn job, do they, anymore? Because they're not the dosage that people used to use 20 years ago. And now everything, they don't work, man. Unless you dump in 10 times more than what it says, you sit there and your fish are suffering because of it.
Yeah. The same with everything. Weed killers.
that upset Rick that much, you were gone. As soon as I mentioned up the arse, you were out of here. Not for me.
He's gone to the fridge, mate. He ain't gone anywhere else.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I can't believe Rick has fucking destroyed Christmas for so many kids. He's clearly been hunting Rudolph. And got
Yeah,
the
it says on wall, look.
I said it looks.
He even
Well,
drew
like a
everybody's
reindeer.
attention to it and said, "Check out Rudolph, we got the bastard."
Man, just like that's hideous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Poor kids are mortified across the country right now.
In the new year, I want to come down to yours, Crafty, and see your refurb.
Oh, thank you very much. You make me blush. No, it's going to be.
The shop, Crafty, the shop. Dear Lord.
Yeah, it's all right. Shop flows really well now. Actually, it's.
How long were you doing the inside of the
move a
shop?
room now, right? Or you move bedrooms like when you was a kid. It's like seems like a 5-minute job, doesn't it? It's like, and then the next thing you know, just fucking. It just what you think's going to take 10 minutes takes fucking a week. It's put it on a scale of 10. It's been that hard, man. It's like because we've had to lose all our storerooms as part of the conversion, and you don't realise how much you keep in storage, and then it has to sit on. But we're also through. So shops do something called pre-season. So during the like the winter months, all the big brands they offer you certain deals if you're buying bulk on stuff and whatnot. So my governor, he likes to spend a bit of dosh over that period. So not only did I have no storerooms where we've got the stock present, but we then have like 8 crates worth of gear turn up that we've obviously got to account for to say that we've received it all. So no storerooms, all the stuff out the storerooms on the shop floor, and then more stuff turning up that needs to be stocked and stored away. And it's like, before you know it, everything was looking fantastic. And then, boom, it's like a bomb's hit it again. Waiting. So,
when you get back to work tomorrow, let your gaffer know I'm off now for Christmas period. I've got a big van. I can store some stuff for you. If anybody wants some decent deals, guys, I'll knock them out 50% cheaper. And I'll store some in my shed for you.
I'm sure I can find room out here for you somewhere. You know, I'm sure I can tuck it
count it
down
first.
somewhere.
How long did it take to do the shop?
It's not finished yet.
It's not.
No.
But how long did you close for? Only a couple of days, weren't you?
No. We opened only for like the aquarium side, but the shop, to be fair, if anything, it didn't do our customers much good by way of eye shopping, because stuff was that upside down. It just didn't look organised and pretty.
All that stocking wear stuff, yeah.
You
can see it.
But yeah, we was closed for 3. We closed for 3 days, and then I decided to open the aquarium side up and fence the other off, and then, of course, it then become one of those where you have to try and keep the public out of the areas they're not supposed to go, which was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, we learned, but we're fully open. The shop side's all done, but the units that are just being built are probably halfway to being completed. So, and now they've cut off the entrance that everyone used to where the office is. So it's like you have to walk an extra 5 minutes to get into the entrance to the office every day.
So you remember when we was having an after on yours on the auction night, when we was having an after conversation, and we said something about the golf course? You up for doing that?
No.
Are you want to? Have you thought about announcing it?
Just mate. Oh yeah. So the golf course, for those people that want to have a look, it's called Bermuda Falls. I have put my part 1 up on YouTube so people can see like
how bad you are at it.
No, I haven't been playing golf. It's just like the first part of the build of what the guys have done.
Right, quick question before you go any further. Who a flying drone?
Right, so
it went straight in the tree, didn't it?
No. So believe it or not, that it fits in really well. So let me just tell you a little bit of a story. So the golf course, 18-hole golf course, adventure golf course. We went through a marketing strategy of trying to come up with a decent name, and we got a big waterfall. And the Gov, he's bought an actual stunt plane that crashed to put in the actual course itself.
So it was meant to happen.
No, but this is the thing. It wasn't, mate, right? So the governor was flying the drone, and then all of a sudden, it just started to veer off. And if you actually look at the footage, you'll see that there's like a few lines come across the video, and it just keeps going. He'd lost full control of it, and it just like and
noticed that
trees. So
when it hit the tree, that was a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, it's like, hang on, it's like we got a crashed plane, and it's like Bermuda, like the Bermuda Triangle. It's like it just hit. So that actual video was part of the reason we come up with the name. So that's why it's in there. Yeah, it's like it was just one of them things. He's got a couple where he's crashed it bad as well. He actually crashed it. He took it. He was getting a bit big for his boots. He flew it round the back of the shop, lost signal, and then the drone went into get your home mode. Right, so it like literally starts elevating itself up. But if you have a look across the koi ponds, there's actually power cables that come. So he went hit the power cables and smashed to pieces. So I had to go and get a load of repairs off the internet, all back up for him. And I literally had it 5 minutes. Check me out, smash, dead. But yeah. So the golf course is due to go around mid-February is the target date for the soft launch. But what we're going to do is we are going to invite loads of YouTubers down, and then we're going to have one big fuck-off party on the night.
I'm Happy Gilmore in it, mate. That's what I'm doing. I'm going from first hole to 18th with one crack. Both.
Well, but once the water goes in once the water starts and we've got the water into the actual course, you got one way you knock it into the actual water, the ball into the water, and it travels down the fucking river and then spits out onto the green.
Oh, sweet. I think it'd be a good laugh.
Surely.
You get as many YouTubers and koi keepers and what have you down there, and we'll have a big competition and go for
£100 gift voucher for the one that does it in the least shots.
Yeah. That's why I'm going straight for Happy Gilmore. Walk up there with a 9-iron, whack, straight to 18th hole.
The big thing, mate, is right.
One
So
shot.
the old pond that used to be there, guys, so that we're now separated off 10,000.
What do you do with those massive pieces of slate?
Mate, they've got the pond.
The what? They've gone into the pond.
Yeah, they was used as backfill, mate. Yeah.
I saw you flicking them in with the digger. I thought you were thinking just going to dig all that out. Is that?
Did you flicking them in with the digger? Does the digger nearly flicked in with them? There were that much weight on them, man. They were big pieces of slate.
They
Them.
cost an absolute bomb.
Yeah, I bet they did. That's not cheap stuff. That.
But I costed up, right? Because we was looking at what we can move on, what we can't move on, what we got to just swallow and whatnot. But by the time we got a buyer, we could get a buyer for what we asked. But by the time it took for us to get that stuff
Transported it to them
onto a back of a truck, transported to them, and it just tripled the price of what we was asking. So
you buried them.
So buried them, mate. I was devastated, mate, because I could have got a couple of them in my
Some
garden.
of those were like 9-10 foot long, man.
Mate, they were so big. Man, some of them were bigger than that, mate, that you didn't see in the video. It's like such great piece. I know it's a bit weird. It was all a nice bit of rock, but they were fucking nice bits.
They were, yeah.
But yeah, the 10,000 gallon koi pond. So the plans are with that is that we're going to throw in 300 tozai or some grow on fish, grow them over the whole of the season, and then drain the water down, and then throw someone like Daz in with a net, and then do some auctions on the side of the pond there, and then it's
so
like
you're saying it's a 10,000 gallon koi pond, but you've put in 29 pieces of 10 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot, so it's now actually 1,000 gallons.
If you haven't
backfilled it with
we built a damn wall onto that bit, so they only backfilled the part that we weren't using. So
they were big pieces, then, mate.
that
big trees well come out.
Yeah, they right. So when the guy priced up the job, he had a walk round, but it was that under that much scrubland round the back where it was just being left. That when he started to knock it all back, there must have been 15 trees like that. And when we pulled up some of the stumps, some of the trees that were in the side, like using it as part of the reason that they didn't keep themselves up.
Yeah,
so we had to have a load of trees fell off the sides of the roads. To be fair, that helped us loads because it exposed the golf course from the side of the road to give it a little bit more of an uplift.
Have you put any
on there?
Have you put any protection over all glass windows and such? No.
Oh dear.
This could be one expensive open day to the golf course. If you get 10 people like me, mate, with a
all
golf
breakages must be paid for.
Oh shit! Yeah, might have to play more sensibly now then. Damn it.
Yeah. Use a soft rubber ball.
But we've got quite a lot going on. So we've had. So I was sat there in the office and I pulled up a soundbite that was taken from off the 60s of someone that was actually in the Bermuda Triangle. And he's like, Mayday, Mayday. It's like, can't see all our instruments. It's like, I said to the boss, you need this playing. And he's like, what? It's like, listen. So we've actually had this firm that puts together sound bites and they reenact everything. And so now it's going to have little things going on around the course for ambient sort of atmosphere. So when you get close to the plane, it'll pick up like the last recording of the aeroplane, as you're playing and stuff. There's been no There's been absolutely no expense spared on it, mate, and it scares me to fucking death how much money's gone into it.
After you've missed a big point, though, you could have VR headsets as you go round.
Mate, don't fucking put shit like that. My boss is
Imagine
watching.
that. VR headsets as well.
So my boss has literally just gone down to Wembley. They're doing this VR experience down in Wembley,
He needs it.
and it's like they've got actual rooms set out where you've got ghouls and ghosts and shit going. I can just like, but yeah, it's probably next level, mate. It's probably something that we
Drop
could
drop me his number. I'll give him some more suggestions. Get some more spending going on. Does anybody know? Can you put Owazi pond pads in the Nexus 220? I think these could be a game changer in the filter systems. Kind of from what I've heard about people saying and what I've had a bit of a look online about them.
Are they
These
the
are
flat
quite
disc?
good.
Yeah.
These are those things that Phil were talking about the other day.
They are good, guys. The downfall with these are that they take a hell of a real long time to mature.
So I'm saying Phil said he's matured really quickly, but I suppose he put his into a matured system. So maybe in a non-matured system it might take longer. He dropped his straight in his matured system and said that they'd matured relatively quickly.
In comparison to K1, starting them off, K1 is head and tails. And like, I don't, this is through experience. K1 is miles ahead of maturing up. The pads in a mature thing, they will take a good 8 to 12 weeks to start to get a tinge on them to start tumbling properly. But if you're putting them into sort of like sort of a pond that's got absolutely zero head start, they take an absolute eternity.
There's somebody else. Tony's just said they go through the slots as well. You know, the slots in the filtration. See,
I've got the discs, haven't I, in mine?
Yeah.
They're not the O's ones, but they're a very similar thing, the discs. And I had to mess about with mine.
Anyway, the black
You what?
discs. EA brought out black discs.
Yeah, I think they're the ones in mine, and I was getting them in my pond floating for ages until I had to. The outlet plate, I had to take the washers off behind it to make it a tighter fit to stop them as I was going round, getting behind the plate. It was a lot of trial and error to stop them ending up in the pond, because every time I was going by there was like 30 floating on the top.
See, that's what I was thinking. They might be better than K1 or K1 Micro, because that shit gets everywhere on your pond, doesn't it? You only have to have one slight thing or one slight problem with that. Hang about 1 second. John Gordon, if you're still on catch up, mate, the fish has been sold for 250 quid if that's your £12.50 bid.
Yeah, a bit behind, Tom.
YouTube's got a lag again.
But yeah, I can see why they would do there. Why they would slip through the little slots on the gridwork, isn't there?
Mine didn't go through that bit. Mine went through the side of that plate as it was going round, and it was when it was bubbling round, it was going through the actual between the plate and the back of the Nexus.
Nah.
When I took the washers out of that and fitted it flush, it didn't.
Why are they more beneficial than like K1? And what am I missing?
It's just a surface area, mate. They boast a huge amount of surface area. A huge amount.
Well, that's been going on for about 100,000 years, isn't it?
Yeah, totally,
Sinter
mate.
glass. Whatever happened to sinter glass capsules? Back in the day.
Yeah. It's they're a good product. I don't think they're a game changer, personally. I think they've got their place in the market. But,
the amount of surface area they've got compared to K1 though it's a lot more, isn't it?
Sinter glass got more than anything else on the planet, but you
What's
can't
that?
use it. This is a little ceramic sinter glass like pellets that have got the biggest surface area on the planet. They use it in space for absorbing heat. Biggest surface area you could ever get, but you can't get the water to go through it or stop it blocking up or It's like you've got to get it in the right place, in the right way.
For me, it's the tumbling motion. With K1, when you're agitating that media,
It wants to roll.
it's working really well with and where they're knocking into each other and like knocking the dead spots off and stuff. I personally struggle to see it having the same effect as what the K1 does, as good as what K1 does.
But a good media to add to K1.
Yeah,
Then he can tumble and bump around in and amongst it.
Yeah, I think for me, yeah. If I was going to introduce it,
I've got a load of them discs in mine, but that's how mine came when I bought it. It came with however many litres of them discs in with all the K1 in the bio chamber. Like,
What about Helex 13 better than K1? Jeff saying.
Yeah, swings and roundabouts.
it is the same sort of thing, doesn't it?
It's a bigger. It's like a bigger thing, isn't it? The
Yeah.
LX 13's like more that kind of size. It's a bit of a bigger one.
They've got a different design, haven't they? But when you look at EA, the question that people tend to not really ask themselves is, EA have gone from K1 to K1 Micro. So is bigger better?
Yeah, well, I suppose I go with that.
know,
The K1 Micro was the upgrade, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then you go to sound filters. That's even smaller. No one uses them anymore.
Because it don't work, mate.
They work, but they're just a pain in the ass, aren't they?
Fucking horrible things. They are, though, aren't they? They do work, but they're horrible, mate. The amount of cleaning.
We use sand fluid bed filters, mate.
It's what my old man used to use, mate. Sand filter.
Mate.
Horrible.
Pain in the ass. Power goes off. Non-return valve don't work, and you got 200 litres of sand in your pond. Wallop.
Wallop. There you go. That'll do you.
What about bead filters? What about bead filters, Tony?
There's a lot of. I don't know. The only ones I've ever seen are on people's ponds, and they've always got problems.
Yeah.
Either they're blocked and the people don't know, and the water's bypassing them, or because you can't see what's going on.
You're totally right. We've got two big ones on the outside pond at our place. For me, steer clear, because when you look at how you clear, you have to put a blower on it and to really agitate it up, and then put the fucking the diver onto waste. So you drain it all out, fill it back up, but unlike normal fields, because it's all in a pressurized system, right? Over time, the viewing windows they just gunk up, and it's very difficult to see what's happening in there. The only place that I would ever personally recommend would be to have it as a separate after a mechanical filter, right? Use it more of a polisher. But even then, I think they've done that. They've done their time back in the late 80s, early 90s. Personally, I think they've done their time. They should just be kept for swimming pools.
The concept's good, but yeah, the maintenance is a problem.
It's hard.
It's just one of them, isn't it? If you can't see what's going on.
No, that's the bit I don't like. I don't like, Rick. You can't see what's going on. You can't see how much dirt's coming out. You can't really see properly when they need to be cleaned either. And if you go through a regime of every 3 days, then yeah, so be it. But most people in garden ponds don't do every 3 days. Some people are a hell of a lot lax. I don't care what anyone says. People that say I do the garden ponds every 3 days, then so be it. But a majority of people say it and don't do it. And that there's better out there for the money that you'd pay for a bead filter.
There you go. From Crafty's mouth.
Well, I'm being honest.
There you go.
What's everyone's plans for Christmas and New Year? Starting with Aaron.
Christmas at home, New Year in Thailand.
Oh.
I thought you were coming down here to get your fish.
No, that's
That's
New
why I
Year.
said I can pay you before weekend, or if
Oh,
not, it'll be after New Year.
Just don't come too late because I'm in Thailand later.
Are you going fishing?
Mate,
No.
You're
Yeah,
No,
he's
not
going
going
different type of fishing though.
Catfishing.
Well, you do go catfishing in Thailand.
the family are coming.
Are you going to look for a she-man?
No, I'm not.
He's booked into a special hotel where they have a massage parlour with a certain.
With she-men?
No, we're off in a completely different part of Thailand than that.
Oh,
Thank you
God
very
damn
much.
it. There
I
goes
don't
the
have to answer
videos.
this now, Aaron, but if you did call one, right, you got them back and you found out it was a chick with a, what would you do?
I'm happily
Get on
married,
his
mate.
feet.
You don't have to answer it.
He would say,
I'm a-
Coy widow, meet Richard.
He wears better makeup than you.
It's a lovely gentleman that's come over for a chat this evening.
Anyway, Daz, what you doing?
Nothing much. Just,
Christmas and New Year's plans, Daz.
just usual family stuff. Unwrapping presents, eating, visiting people you don't really want to see.
Anyone in particular, Daz?
What, that I don't want to see? Yeah, all of
Oh,
them.
this could be bad.
Because Crafty wants you to name and shame.
Just family.
Vicky?
Usual. It'll be a really busy morning and a really boring afternoon.
Are you reading the comments?
Why?
I
Did
am
you know the one
Sorry.
about
Nikki is listening. Nikki is listening. Hi, Nikki.
How's the singing lessons going? I hope they're going well.
oh dear God.
It's a discussion point on the plane. What would happen if you did? Ah, you see. Could always
Was
throw
it-
it away, Aaron.
It was Nicky that bugged y'all.
Terrible.
I've been there, Crafty. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Speaks from experience, clearly.
Cracked up to me.
You just get on.
It's a
Crafty.
family holiday.
Christmas plans, New Year,
What, for me?
Yeah,
rendering your pond.
So believe it or not, I've got 2 days off at Christmas and work for the rest of the time.
Yeah, bad humbug.
No, it's we're constantly fucking open, man. Working until 5 on Christmas
Well,
Eve.
that's what you're boss for, so you can go, do you know what? Make sure you're in on Tuesday, because I won't be in a bit.
Unfortunately, there's one above me. that
Yeah, but
says,
you just
"No, you're not
invite him round for Christmas, get smashed, get him absolutely levered, and he won't be able to turn in. He'll not know
already
you've
tried.
not gone.
I already tried that one, and he accepted, and then come up with an excuse why he couldn't come. Obviously, through the plan.
Rick?
yeah, family. We got some Thai people coming here for Christmas. There's no point going to Thailand when they'll come here.
You've got it fixed.
No, yeah, so they're coming here. We're going back out there, so bonus, isn't it?
Sweet.
Can't get any better than that. I don't know.
You've got to go fishing if you go in Thailand, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't take it. It's just it's too much nice stuff to do.
Well, isn't that nice? Fishing.
Fishing's only nice in this country. You can sit there and do nothing, but you can go out there and sit there and do nothing, drink beer and go for a swim, and you don't need to pretend
It's
you're
warm
fishing.
there.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
mate, some of them catfish that you can catch over there in them
Oh,
little
the
yard
big
ponds.
the red tails and
Is that what they're calling them now? They're called catfish. Is that right? Is this code?
Maybe for you.
Aaron, let us know, mate, when you get there. Just let us know.
He's off.
Well, catching catfish. Three.
I can't wait to see the holiday
It's a-
picture now, Aaron.
No, I will go to work for a bit because if it gets too hectic here, it's like I've got to go to work. I've got to go and see the fish. It's like my
I'm
shed,
doing
isn't it? I
nothing.
can go and do a few hours work, jobs again.
Going family. Good food, plenty of alcohol, and relaxing and just chilling. That's mine. Done. In fact, the best bit's going to be grandkids because they're a little bit. Well, Ted's a little bit older this time, so it's going to be a little bit more special. So get to see him.
The magic
having
again.
his Christmas again. Getting more into it.
The magic of Christmas.
It's
My little boys- my little
my
boys
sons,
turn
my
9.
sons are out at partners' families for Christmas, and we're going to my daughters and all that kind of stuff. So it's literally just going to be it's literally going to be lots of this. Gonna go home. I'm gonna get over. I'm gonna need 2 or 3 days to get over Christmas to get rid of my hangover.
Ready for New Year's.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's been a long time since me and my wife have been out for a New Year, so I might suggest that we actually go out on Lash and get a night out of it instead. Kids are all grown up, man. They've got know what to do. We don't need to be at home for them anymore, so we can go do whatever we want, really.
Stay up till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe half past. But yeah, just have a blast. Have a nice relax and get shit faced. That's what I intend to do.
We should all be building growing on tanks, koi systems, filtration units.
Yeah. I'll do that a bit of that as well. Film, yeah.
We'll do that on the Monday.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to let Vince loose at ours, mate. I tell you what, give him 4 or 5 cans of Red Bull, he's a whirlwind.
How much does it take for Rocket Boy? About 15.
Yeah, he doesn't move. he's
It's one pace.
How many bus nets have you got at that premises, man? See me short. There's about 20 odd, and he must have already done about 15.
He's mended 30, I think it's 33 head units. Pan heads, I don't know what they're called. There's loads of them, mate. You use them, don't you? They break. The nets rot. We mend a few,
Yeah.
but yeah, with Vince is like, yeah, he's all over it.
That's realistically though. That's a fair bit of cash in pan nets because they ain't cheapest, are they? Really, that's a heck of a saving that you've got from having all those reconditioned and redone. It's a fair few hundred quid's worth.
The frames live forever. The aluminium frames, don't they?
Yeah. Just the netting that rots away.
He's like Trigger's brush, isn't it? He mends 3 heads and 4 frames. It's like had it forever. But yeah, it's one of those that we just never have time to do it, so they end up getting just stuck in a corner. And he's like, "Oh, I mend them," and fair play on him. He's mended it. He's
done a lot, hasn't he? Done a lot.
Yeah, he does all right. He's got nearly 4,000 fish from us. He's all right. His premises is rocking.
Good,
It's one of those. It's one of those situations. Isn't it? He loves it. It's good for us.
Yeah.
So,
Has he started building a tank out into the car park run behind his house?
no, he's building one in my tunnel now. Because I'd finished building my tunnel, and Sean said, "Well, you could get two hoops in that little gap at the back, but they don't really fit." And then Vince is like, "Well, if I get 2 hoops in there, I can put a tank in there."
So he's got.
If you get your spade and dig that bit out, and next thing, he's like, now we could have.
So he's got his own tunnel in there.
No, he's gonna have the back end of the tunnel for his own pond.
Sweet.
Why not?
He's got his own code, his own pond, and his own nets.
Since I stopped drinking 7 years ago, my Christmas tipple was Galva, a whiskey liqueur with honey and spice. What's your Christmas tipple? Anything with alcohol in it, mate. Yeah, anything that works.
A nice rum.
Yeah, nice rum. A good nice
Fruit
rum.
cider.
There's a
Cider.
nice whiskey called Irish Mist. Very nice whiskey. No kick in it. Like,
Yeah, not one that's going to go.
not like bells where it turns your face inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah, turns you inside out.
Is it Jura?
Yeah.
I don't mind Jura, the whiskey.
That's about 50 quid a
Yes,
bottle,
there
mate.
we go. Vodka, 100%. Vodka works with everything, though, doesn't it? Vodka does literally go with anything. It does. You can have it without. You can have it on its own with ice. You can have it with Coke, lemonade, juice.
You can
you
use
name
it for spraying the
Works.
bubbles off the tank.
You can.
That works.
And as wallpaper stripper.
Yeah. Or pickling device. Use it for pickling stuff, like your liver.
But back in the day when I was in the army, and all that, the Fijians used to come over, mate, and they'd be
During
on
the
an
war.
alcohol, right? And the
I
Fijians
did
would
just
come
do
in, mate.
that during the war.
They used to-
He just did during the war, didn't he?
I'd shit you not, they'd sit and drink thinner just to get fucking hammered.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Fucking
That's
mate,
meth.
hardcore, mate. I tell you, rank. So you can do it.
Not living very long, though.
Sounds disgusting.
I take it back, Dave. Vodka does go with a lot of things, but one thing it don't go with is milk.
But you know something, mate, in Canada, that shit sells like fuck, mate. They do it with coconut milk, banana milk, strawberry milk, and they serve it in a big pitcher. And people buy it, mate.
Yeah, but they're Canadians. They do weird stuff.
Yeah, they do, mate.
That's because they're all half frozen to death, innit? They need just some anything to warm them up.
I'm curious
not
now,
the
though. I
first
might have
time.
to try it.
Yeah, maybe not banana though. Banana.
No,
milk's
not with banana,
fucking
absolutely not. But with something else, some other form of milkshake, that might have to be tried. That might be an
Like
experiment
coconut
over
milk.
Christmas.
It's all right. It's just a little bit like Malibu milk. But with vodka.
horrible. George. DT, is it not past your bedtime? He knows you when he doesn't.
Any
know you.
minute now. Any minute now.
He surprised us today, is it?
Don't bring banana. Banana. Nah. Strawberry. All right, I'll go with that, but not
I've
banana.
heard you like a banana, mate. Little belly banana.
Crafty's throwing these puns out. I can see I'm going to get in trouble. We've got glass doors here, and I've already seen the face walking by.
Let's see the face. Nicky, bring in the face. Let's see it live.
Aaron, are you going to Thailand?
Let's
on
see
your
Aaron
own?
get in trouble live.
I want to
You
know,
what, buddy?
who are you going to Thailand with?
Nicky and the
Just
lad.
you?
No, not just me. All three of us are going.
All right, no, you'll be fine. Good cover. Good cover.
Wow.
You
I'm
don't
going
want
to go
to
see
as
if
a single
YouTube's on
man,
in the other room still.
innit? If you go as a single bloke, it's obvious.
Yeah, he's gone to go and check
He's
as
gone.
well.
There you go, Rick. There you go, mate.
You'll still be
Sweet
watching.
Acre Koi Farm says by far the most entertaining lives on site are the Vincent New Forest Koi. I can't wait to see what happens. What next year brings.
Because it is off the cuff, complete.
What, you don't rehearse it?
What? You could have fooled me. I mean, goddamn, I thought that was planned and lot.
We thought about planning it, and then we didn't.
I mean, there's nothing better than looking at the inside of Vince's coat pocket. I'll just put you there for 5 minutes, guys, while I try and get this thing, and you can hear it fucking trying to get this thing. Right, guys, we managed. We sorted it. And do you know what I thought the best ones that I seen him do? As he's walking down the bits, and you're walking down, and there's another fish there. Literally in hand grab, he could have literally just put his phone in pocket and brought that to the net. No, he just filmed it and got closer and closer till it swam off. There's another one we missed there, guys. Vin, you just pick it up, man. And Rick running around trying to grab them bit net one by one and catch him in. Nearly watched you go though, mate. You nearly did go on your ass. I thought at one point you were stuck good. I thought this is gonna be comedy gold. He's gonna go straight on his ass, legs over his head. When he finally gets his legs free, he's gonna be in. But no, it didn't happen. I was gutted.
No. It does, honestly. I'll tell him right after.
I was willing it,
cameras pointing at the sky.
How about the
Vince
disappointment
is
in
over
your
there doing
voice?
something. But it takes all sorts. I do tell him, why are people watching us? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
It's not shown, is it much? You don't get to see it. It's not like Adam Bayer or Colebrook, they ain't filming what's going on, what they're doing, are they? They're not
They're
exposing
not that
themselves out
stupid,
there.
are they? They're not like, look at this film,
It's,
us doing whatever.
I don't think it's a
It's
bad thing, mate.
entertaining, mate. People get to see what's going on. They get to see it as it's happening. They get to see what you're doing. And I
They
think,
get to
to
see
be
the
fair,
shit that
I think they're
people.
missing out, mate. I really think they are missing out. There's a big market there. People are interested in seeing how they do it and what they do and how you do it.
I think the bit that people like, mate, is that it's warts and all. It's
Yeah.
not, you know,
Wars, you know.
well, that's the saying. It's warts and all, isn't it? It's like, you know, when you're picking out these fish and they're half eaten by a fucking heron, right? They start to realise the trials and tribulations that you go through, mate, don't they? You know, it's like, oh, look at this fucking fish that's been half eaten. Like, you know, people like that sort of shit.
Do.
The
Car crash
like,
TV, isn't it?
Yeah.
looking good, that brother.
I just seen Chris was in the comments. That's why.
You know, it's when you're netting out your
Oh, it's a
pond.
Minecraft fish.
People don't. I don't think people realise how
camera's
much
gone.
hard work that actually really is.
You wait
Just
till
for
next
size.
season, mate. Me and Vince have got Kim Kardashian lined up. She's coming on, mate.
Sweet, mate.
Ooh.
So Vince is getting some right across the way ties now, mate, aren't they?
I tell you what, we're getting the Kardashians for season 4. They will be all over New York. Reality TV is best.
It is. If something's going to go wrong, everybody gets
It
to
will
see how
go
it
wrong.
is. If something goes right, everybody gets to see how it is. If you get to see, I mean, it's not been nice to see the amount of fish that are damaged, but it's a real eye opener for what you guys go through. It's not good to watch or to see fish getting injured, but it's, you know, it's the real thing, isn't it? It's a real McCoy. That's what you guys have got to put up with. Some years are good, some years are bad, and you never know. It's next year might be brilliant. You've had a lot of losses, though, haven't you, this year with it, with heron attacks and all the rest of
And
it.
since we took him out of the mud ponds, he's been in one of the fish houses, got through a gap in the building.
No way.
He's been in the fish house, annihilated the pond, and literally,
Oh,
honestly,
bugger.
you couldn't believe it. Carl's gone in and gone, there's Aaron, and he's gone straight back out of the hole through the side of the building. Line
Shit.
is screwed, and it's like,
Bastard.
and you think they would never come into place.
And you've
like
got how many hunting dogs?
that. Yeah, look at them.
Yeah.
That one.
Problem is, though, the hunting dogs have got to be there, haven't they? And they're not always there. And they can't be in every spot at every point. So at some point, even the dogs are going to miss them.
Vicky,
Chat,
when these
chat
meet
amongst
the
yourselves,
herons,
guys,
they
as
run
this is a
away.
Christmas special. I'm going to go
Well,
get
in all
myself another
fairness,
drink.
it's huge, isn't it? You know, compared to a dog, herons are quite tall.
What you need is a small white fluffy dog dressed up. That'll
What you need
confuse
is a
the
Jack
heron.
Russell. Jack Russells ain't scared of
Jack Russell, yeah.
Jack Russells will just kill anything that moves. They don't care whether or not it's big enough or if it's going to kill them. They don't care, do they?
No.
My dad's one was nasty. My dad's Jack Russell was. It came anything. It didn't matter. It didn't matter whether it was Great Dane or a small mouse, mate. It was after it and it was dead. As far as she was concerned, it was not. It was. Well, that's what she thought it was going to be anyway.
Headline.
It was literally just all teeth. It was just it. Honestly, she just didn't care. Did not care.
It's
What it
not the
was.
size of
Not
the dog in the
involved
fight,
you.
is it?
Well, it was in the
I
end.
take it that hole's been patched then, has it, Rick?
What,
The hole
behind?
where it got in? No, the heron, not the one in your
No,
house.
in the building. But
Yeah.
it's destroyed the liner on 2 more ponds, so we've now had to move 1,000 fish out of that
Bloody hell.
unit to
You
somewhere
get
else.
yourself a
They've got
few
huge-
claymores, mate.
Yeah.
During the war.
That's
In
where
the
I'm
war,
like,
So it's
That'd
hold
be-
the liner with its beak then?
yeah,
Right.
I'm
Make the
pretty
fish.
sure they do it on purpose, mate.
Yeah.
They know
I know.
because most of we use so much insulation and liners that they stab. Obviously, they stab it accidentally with getting the fish, but I'm sure they do it on purpose. They just stab the liner
Yeah.
massively.
They're pretty clever
And then
fish.
the level comes down, and then they can get to the fish.
Yeah.
So they ain't daft.
No.
Predators, aren't they?
Yeah.
Predators. Yes. Yeah. We need more Jack Russells around the site, definite. Because these
An army
ain't
of them.
nothing.
I don't like. Well, they're just not my kind of dog.
Well, these
Put it that
ones
way.
are.
They're just not
Bad
my
enough
kind of
already.
dog. The first thing I can grab hold of, and
A wolf.
fight with
Right.
it a little bit. No, it's like we've got Alsatian cross, and you can grab hold of it like your Labradors. You can be a little bit rough with them. Where little dogs
I
are
don't
just
know what
not.
you're saying there.
My
I've got
dog's
horses, so when you've got 3/4 ton of horse walking about, you don't want a little Jack Russell that can get stood on. You want something that the horse can see.
That's a bigger dog than get stood on.
my little
Well,
spaniel.
hopefully they don't get stood on. That's the idea.
My little spaniels just cost us $3,000 from a grass seed.
Bloody hell.
I mean,
Great.
they're too small.
The grass
Should have
seed
let it grow.
went through its skin and it inflamed and infected.
Oh, God.
Found a tiny little fucking grass seed worth $3,000.
Bloody hell.
The golden seed.
Don't have any dog. I'd rather spend $3,000 on a fish.
Yeah, I mean, I
never
really
have
wish
problems,
I'd
do they?
spent that money that I spent on that dog on a fish. Fucking idiot it is.
But your new fish looking banging, mate.
That, yeah.
Well, they're in the end,
now.
didn't they?
I'm happy. I'm happy. The mate is lovely fish. They are absolutely. I expected the shimmy. You made out like it was a big deal. It's tiny. It's just a tiny little dot on the left hand side of it.
Wait until it gets
Why
bigger.
did that not make it just for that tiny little? Don't say that. Do you reckon it will? Am I going to end up with a
Bigger.
speckled asagi?
It won't get bigger, but you might get more. But it's just one of them things, isn't it?
I meant the fish. Wait for the fish to get bigger.
Yeah.
Crafty, it will never grow. It's a midget fish.
Well, Rick, it's not going to make no changes in my pond, is it? None of my fish are massive, and they're not really growing stupid, are they?
You got to feed them, Gus.
He does feed them.
Well, I feed them. I will feed them. Start selling
You have
Sakai
balls
carry
that
at a
you
reasonable
pop
price.
out.
I will.
There you go.
Your pond's a bit like what they call a cryogenic pod. Isn't it?
Yeah. Just put them in there. This different. I honestly, I have got a forever bonsai. That bonsai. The only time it ever grows is when we get those rare summers where we get like 37 degrees, and it grew 3 cm. That's it. And the rest of the time that I've had it in that pond, it's just not done shit. I feed my fish, don't I? You guys have seen me throw. I stand there throwing in like 10, 15 handfuls while I'm in a conversation. 5 handfuls of mealworms. Bastards don't grow.
You need an auto feeder.
I do.
No, you need to live somewhere warmer.
Yeah, I do. I agree. So, Thailand and an auto feeder.
Yeah.
Those fish will be massive.
I don't need a frigging bigger house. Bigger
Honestly,
garden.
mate, auto feeders are a game changer for getting your fish to a better size, mate.
Well, I know a guy that owns a shop that sells them. I'll use my 50% discount that starts in summer.
I didn't realise you got that much.
See, I had a chat with your boss.
I'll look after you guys. I'm trying to get JBL auto feeders, but they're like fucking rocking horse shit, mate.
Yeah, they're not cheap, are they, though, for a decent one?
But
Then you got to modify it so it don't throw half a fucking sack out every time it feeds.
No, mate,
We got some cheap
JBL
ones.
ones.
Funny, we got some cheap ones from somewhere. I can't even know where. We bought 10 of them just as a trial, and they are can't
What?
knock them.
They're
Well,
good.
Yeah.
So you're going to
Problem is, I
replace
can't
all
remember
your
where we
clock
got
light.
them from, what they're called. They even come with their own batteries, which is they must have come from China.
What do they look like?
Little black Daleks, and they are pretty good.
I ain't seen them ones.
And they run with a little brush. They got a little bug brush,
Okay, not seen them.
mate.
They did the cleaning as well, did they?
See if you stick them in your bathroom, your bog's good as well, yeah?
We brought them as a bit of a like, oh, why not? and yeah, literally they've been right.
You know, I think I paid
Just
two.
done you out of a sailcrafter.
Oh, mate, you
Not
try
really,
and
'cause
get
I can't tell you one, Gaz, because I ain't got one. I don't know where we got them from.
So in the likelihood is he getting any more to replace your others with his 0 then, yeah?
Probably. Honestly, I don't know. We just got a
Sure.
load of them.
You,
That's it.
We use the EA ones.
Story.
you need a secretary. That's what you need.
We use the EA ones at work, but they're all right. But they take quite a lot of tweaking to get it right.
Oh, hang about. Yeah, hang about. Rick, Vince says, I've got one, so has Rocket Boy.
Yeah, I'll give
When
them
you
one
get
each.
home, Vince, when you get home, you're at home now. When you got 5 minutes, have a look in box, mate, see where it was made and manufacturers.
Yeah, no, honestly, I gave their one each. We had a load of them, and I can't fault them. But
How many times do you feed a day then?
3 or 4 times a day, and for X amount of time. So the brush spins, so you can put any size food in it, spins it, fires it out. I can't. They literally just work.
For me, that's the best part of if you get an auto feeder, it's getting it scattered.
Yeah, these scatter it well. I'm
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, but is that going to scatter half of it across my lawn?
No.
But with your long pond, guys, you put it at one end, mate, and it'd distribute really well, dude.
Mine will, on the lowest setting of the year one, it's 2 meters.
Yeah.
2 meters.
It's getting the
How
feed
far the
volume
spread?
right on the EA.
No, sorry, no, sorry. The lowest setting is 4 meters on the EO one, I think.
Nah.
So I had to put it the long way on the low setting, and it'll fire it right down it.
Guys, we're going to have to build a bigger pond just for my
Yeah.
feeder.
Go wider.
Deflect the food back. A food deflector.
Yeah, just put a deflector on it.
Or just angle it up so it fires at that.
Londa. Let me have a look, see if I can see it.
Honestly, they were cheap as chips, and they are all right. We don't sell them, so I can't recommend it because I'm going to sell a load of them.
Everyone's going to start Googling now, look.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Yeah,
take my
look
phone
at
out and take a picture after later, to be fair.
95 quid they are.
That's not bad.
I
Can we
didn't
pull a
try.
picture? Can we pull a picture up, guys?
They're like little Daleks. Bit of spray paint, tell them the Doctor Who things, it'll be fine.
Yay! Dominate.
I like mine though. I like the batteries lasted a full season. It feeds 8 times a day. Can't grumble at it.
But what do you do for your koi pond then?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know if it's feeding 8 times a day. What's your job? Just a glorified filter cleaner.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the bad boys. We didn't pay 98 quid for them, but
Are they outside, Rick, as well, where you use them? Are they indoors?
yeah, we got them bolted on outside. We literally fitted them on a plank, stuck them over the pond. Yeah,
Show
I've got
that
one-
picture of the outlet again, Gaz.
That's the battery.
Keep going. There. Is that the brush in it at the bottom, at the front
the
there?
front of the bottom just fires out. The only problem the only thing wrong with them is you have to open the lid at the front, and because we put them out over the pond, you
have to
can't
go
really see
that
the
way.
front.
Yeah.
So you can't really see that because it's over the pond. They should open the other way round.
Yeah.
Other than that,
So you'd have that when you're flipping it up, it'd be in your way.
yeah, you want it the other way round. So
Yeah.
you're not stood in the pond when you're looking at the feeder, are you?
No.
Well, you shouldn't be, no.
Generally. Other than that, mate, they're I can't.
It certainly does, mate. I mean, I just like
That's
life
my
on
first
the
endorsement of
first
merchandise.
feeding by hand. Yeah, but
The hand feeds 8 times a day, costs nothing to run. Yeah, but that's the
if
difference.
you're
I'd
at
have to get a
work-
night job so that I could be at home all day to feed them.
that I'll tell you, mate. Honest to God, it's one of the best additions to my pond and auto feeder. The amount of size you get out of your fish, your filters are more stable. as well. Once you start tweaking it, they're brilliant, mate. You know, and for those people like life around a koi pond, that everyone prefers feeding their fish by hand. All right, all you got to do is set your auto feeder up for the times that you're not there.
That's all mine is. That's
No,
from.
it's the same as mine, mate. You know,
Do you put a little costume on, like your auto feeder? Do you sneak around,
sneak up,
and they don't know you're
box,
there?
and
I
then
make the noise of it, though, just so it knows I'm here.
Get inside a little box and just wang food out with a brush.
yeah, sweeping brush, right? And flick it off the side.
The same. I don't like auto feed. I like the fact what they can do, but I don't like the fact that you're not there to see it.
Yeah.
If I could be there when I'm not working, I would do it by hand like Jeff does.
Yeah.
But that's an advantage of him
You've not
working
got a ring
nights.
doorbell on yours, so when it goes
Yeah,
off,
you
the
may
ring
have
doorbell
surely
goes
to
off.
God
Yeah, I
you can
have,
put
yeah.
a camera
Watch
outside
it.
of it and watch them.
I have, yeah.
I've
You
got
have?
A blink
cameras.
camera on it, so when it picks the noise up, I can see it feeding.
Mine's more for if any herons decide to come and jump on the side of the pond, and then you push
What,
up.
so you can watch them and be disappointed.
No, you got,
Instead of
you've
just
got an
coming home
alarm.
and being disappointed.
I've got an alarm on it, so when you push the button, it's got an audible alarm. Beep, 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 beep. Fucks
Oh,
them
does
right.
that
Herons
work?
are deaf, mate. Herons
Yeah.
can't hear nothing.
Bet neighbours
on that
love
side.
you, don't they?
Oh,
When you heron lands on your pond.
mate, she's about 98 and deaf as fuck anyway.
Oh, you
No.
fucking bugger.
No, I don't want her to die, to be perfectly honest, because I don't want to know what comes next after she does disappear.
That's a good point. Sinking food. What about sinking food? What do you think to see? Because I've been watching this little dude in this tank, and he don't give a shit about anything that's on the top of the surface of the tank. Only thing he's interested in what drops to bottom, and he grubs around on bottom of this tank constantly, never stops. What do you think about introducing more sinking food to your fish?
There's nothing wrong with sinking food.
Are you asking me? That's basically all we use.
I was asking koi and tank like, but
I mean, in a pond, it's sort of one of them where a lot of it can go down your bottom drain.
I ain't got one.
You're still going
Suck it up your
to. A lot of people do, you know,
Well, but I'm not asking for everybody else, or asking for me.
just for you. There's nothing wrong,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it, mate. The only problem is that, you know, floating food is there to bring the fish up to the surface so you can enjoy them, right? But also it gives you a chance to observe them when you come up. You know,
Yeah.
Inspecting for
They
wounds.
do like the sinking more, though, don't they? I mean, I've got some that's it's only 4% sinking, but what drops first? That's the first thing that they're all on. At first, initially, it was the littler fish that got the sinking, but not anymore. Everything else, as soon as they see the sinking going down, they're straight down on that sinking food straight away before the stuff that comes to the top.
Yeah. There's another good thing about sinking foods, if you've got quite a head, like if your fish are very competitive when they go to feed, you can introduce quite a lot of damage to your fish when they're climbing over each other. We see it a lot in the shop as well, to be perfectly honest. So getting the sinking food in can split those, and what I've noticed is that different varieties of koi prefer different things. You know, when you get more, you get things like a kahaku is a lot more of a skittish feeder. They'll happily take that sinking food over the stuff that's on top. But if you've got the fish that climb over each other, it separates them out a little bit, so you're not getting as much of that. You know, and it can prevent that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to come on and join us this evening for a natural chat? Plenty of space left, loads of room. Very glad I got this so that I could upgrade it so more people could come on.
What was the answer to sinking food anyway? I had to go for a wee.
What's the what?
Yes.
The what?
What was the answer about sinking food?
It's not a bad thing to use.
But you can't get good stuff, can you?
Saki. Saki
Ah,
do
no.
a sinking food.
Of course.
Yeah, but everyone does the
Takazumi do.
Actually,
Yeah,
Did
Saki.
they
Oh,
did they do Takazumi? Did they do it in the
what balance?
the Takazumi? The mix is it's all floating, isn't it?
Don't know
Right,
about
they
that, but I
sinking
know they
in
do a sinking because I was looking on all the different varieties of it now.
I've got the junior sinking one. That's all sinking. That junior premium. That's
because if you want to see your koi, you want them to come up to the top, don't you?
That's what I was saying, Rick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only downside to it, isn't it? But if they're getting more
Right,
growth
I
out
went
of
to the
it,
bathroom.
No, but it's good that you've come back and said exactly that, mate. You know, it's one of them, isn't it? You're not going to see it with sinking food here, especially if your pond's deep. You know, you can't see
If you
the.
want to
don't have
grow
that
fish,
problem either.
if you want to grow fish, to be fair, sinking food is better and easier. They'll
Yeah, you
consume
get
more
more
sinking
body.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Skeggy's
why-
put the easy mix is sinking and floating. Do they do the sinking part of it that you can add into like the Takazumi mix? Because obviously that's for the eyes. Some are into it, but I didn't think they did one for that season.
How many seasons are there? I don't know.
I thought Takazumi easy was for winter.
Where's that from? Aldi? B&M.
I think the main difference between sinking and floating foods is one is compressed and one is called, I want to say exfoliated, but it's not, extruded. So when you're making it, you compress one, it sinks, you extrude the other. So under pressure, you extrude it and then it floats. So a floating food has less substance to it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but echo.
Look, he needs an haircut, that lad.
What if it could go in the Saturday? Santa's doing something special.
Well,
You
I'll
can't
do
keep
the
cutting
haircut
it
as well.
too much. It's getting a bit scarce, a bit like yours, Grafter.
Yes, it is. Ever since you mentioned me hair's going at here, I just keep going every day. Oh, it's
Mate, you'll get a Robocop like mine soon, mate.
I won't graft it. No, I won't. If it goes like that, it's all gone, mate. I ain't going to try and save my hair.
But it carries on growing, mate, and that's when you realise that your forehead gets massive.
No, because I'll just shave it all off, mate.
You still get a massive forehead, mate. I'm hoping I get one of them fucking Remington boulders for Christmas, like off Santa.
This
Yeah,
way, Crafty.
No, I don't. I like me beard. Hides me chins.
Chins.
Why grow on your head what you can cultivate on your chin?
That's it, mate. The more senior year they get, more upside down your face becomes.
Si's saying I use Sakai growth, but if it goes up as expected next year, I'm switching to FD build-up.
So then, Si, as far as I'm aware, there's been no price increase. So there's been nothing released to say it's going up next year.
Everything's going up next year.
Fuck it, it probably will.
I was going to say,
Ever seen
what
a
ain't
last-
going up?
Awaze's prices are going up.
God, Jesus.
Fucking are they as well? They are going up.
Oh, sorry, Dave, I missed that one. So, what would you recommend if Sakai and Takazumi wasn't an option in koi food? What would you recommend?
I don't mind the NT Lab stuff as a koi food.
Probiotic? Is that
The
no?
probiotic
Probiotic.
is very good in my opinion. It's decent.
Yeah, that's what I use to.
Japan Pet product stuff is all right, mate. There's nothing wrong with that. Medicarp.
Medical, yeah, that's
all those. And to be fair, we use the Coppins, but we only use some of their diets. So
yeah.
I
they're-
just used it. NT Labs.
Yeah, the NC Labs is Medicoi.
Yeah.
That's
I used to
reasonably
use them.
priced as well, actually.
I didn't have any bother at all, and then I switched to the Japan mix, the Coppins one, and had tea coloured water. So then hopped straight off to that onto Takazumi.
Takazumi's a good food as well, but if it's not an option,
Oh, Darren's gone for a shit again. Did
the
you just
Japan
fall to
mix
sleep
is in
then,
the
Darren?
big-
No, I've
Just
dropped my
know
phone.
that.
I'm holding my phone, it keeps slipping out my hand.
You need a
Got Rick, I
tripod.
didn't hear that.
And the phone.
You're not used to being in the living room, are you? With
Japan
cover
mix
of
isn't
the sofa and the
couples
tree
I
in
need
the
to take the
backdrop.
table to put the phone on.
Yeah.
Not.
by the people.
Japan mix is not Coppens.
Well, no, it's Cobham's food, but it's mix of their foods. So
Yeah,
Cobham's
it's-
do like a million different diets.
It's
None
Kenko,
of
but
them are
made,
called
it's Kenko, but made by Coppens, and as
So-
the guru said.
Cobham's do so many different foods, and different people will sell it under different things. So you just need to find the right one. And yeah, their orange food will dye the water horrendous, and the grow food is not great for water clarity. But if you find
Most grow food isn't no Rick, to be fair, mate.
yeah, because what's in it is not going to do. But
Totally right.
it's like Japan pet products do 30 different foods. So you might know one of them that you use, Shiroji or Medicarp, but they do loads of different foods, and some will suit you and some won't. So you've got to find the right diet from the right manufacturer that suits what you're trying to achieve for the right price range.
And that's the bit that people always ask in the shop. Oh, what do you recommend? And it's like, what do you want to achieve?
Good. Knock it back.
They weren't expecting that.
Well, I don't really know. It's like, what is it
What's
that you're
your
trying to
budget?
achieve for your car? But what do you think I should be achieving? I don't know what you want. You know. But again, it's another one of those learning pools for people. It's like they soon realise that
I think
different things.
most people want a nice looking koi that they can get to a decent size, and then when they've got the other fish that aren't as nice, move them on or gift them away, and then have those fish still grow a little bit and have a good selection of fish that they enjoy at a 60, 70 cm. I mean, not everybody's got the ponds, have they, for a 80, 90 metre long? If you have, you're not keeping nowhere near as many as what you
Most people haven't.
like.
Most people are overstocked for a start.
I would personally be happy if I can get, about 4 to 6 cm a year at a push with obviously not heated or out like that. That's an achievement for myself if I can do that.
But you could do that on the lowest protein. I could tell you the lowest protein food we got, and you could do that easy. But our biggest seller is our growth food because it says growth.
Yeah.
And we
But
have to
it's
tell what it will. But you don't want necessarily the colour food is much better than the growth food. You'll get the same amount of growth on the colour food as you will on the growth food because your pond's not set up and the fish aren't ready. But they'll buy the growth because it says growth.
Yeah.
And that's something else. The water temperature when people are trying to grow, very clear over 22 degrees for sake, right? But a lot of the time over here, if you're not heated, you're not achieving that. But people still buy the growth, and it's not going to achieve what it says it will. So you're better doing like what Rick's just said. Come off onto a balance or a colour food that you don't have to have them temperatures, and you're still going to get growth.
You still get growth and you'll get good colour with it as well.
Honestly, my mum would say I've never used growth food, period. Done.
Yeah, but on top of that, though, if you are feeding more colour food, then you've got to be a little bit cautious with the colour food so you don't feed too much colour, and then if it's not good enough, then it might start dropping off, if that makes sense.
No.
I don't know where some of these things come from. No, to be honest,
Yeah.
I feed colour food and boom along. And they will literally, if the environment's right, they will grow a centimetre a week. Literally on 30% protein, the environment's right, they will grow. If you want to build body, then you need to start putting more protein in them as they're getting bigger.
And a lot more food.
Yeah, quantity of food is, but yeah, it's one of those growth food has its place, but it's a very specific place that most people haven't got, but they buy the growth food because that's what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, but it's like what you said, crafting it is trying to get to them temperatures and be stable at them temperatures, which is the hardest thing for us in the UK to have.
It is without a heater, PT.
Yeah.
If you've got an air source heat pump, you can stabilise them conditions every day of the week. But
Can you pay my electric bill, please?
But that's the point, mate. But that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's like those people that can afford to heat will get those sort of results because they're making the environment right for the conditions that you want.
That's what it is. But with that, the one you were on about, the NT Labs probiotic, I think it was. I think I had about an average of about 3 to 5 cm growth out of the fish on that, and they were only getting fed about 3 times a day. So
it's a decent food.
That sounds good to me. That.
Yeah, it works in a nice pond. You don't. One thing that happens from Koi Wholesale's channel, Rick can grow a fish like nobody else.
Did you like the thing I sent you?
He can fucking grow fish, right? But the ability that he's got, he puts a lot of money into it. His waters are at the right place. He's got someone manning his ponds 24/7. Right, he can achieve that. To be able to achieve what Rick does in a garden pond is, if I'm honest, you wouldn't want to do it in your garden pond because his water goes that fucking red. Until you boil it up, it looks like piss. Right? But, you wouldn't want to do it in your own pond. So you have to realign your brain. It's like, yes, you can push it to a centimetre a week, right? But Rick does 2-3 centimetres a week. The difference is, what do you want to achieve? If you're not worried about your clarity, then push it, right? But I guarantee, if you want your clarity and push it at the same time, you're not going to achieve it. But you also need a heater to get there.
yeah. Plus, if you are wanting that growth, then somewhere along the lines, then got to drop a little bit to gain something. You've got to drop something else, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean the other thing that you got to look at with like Rick's setup is very similar to Lee Hadfield's. Lee Hadfield's got about 500 litres of K1 in a moving bed. Right? Not everyone's pond's got that. If you got 100 litres or 200 litres, your water parameters are going to suffer if you start thrashing like 3-4 kilo of food into a pond a day, which is something else where your costs build up. Can you afford to do that every single fucking day for a month?
Yeah, no.
7 months. On top of the electric bill. So I think you have to be realistic in what you want to achieve when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Have you seen what I've just proposed in there, Gaz? I just asked Jeff if he wants to overwinter,
Jeff wants to overwinter your fish.
Rick, my koi might be getting delivered to Jeff's house.
I've got to do his fish as well, and This is a different Jeff.
It's
No, it's Jeff. It's the same one.
He only lives across the bridge.
He's got fish to come from crafting, fish to come from you, then, Rick.
Who, Aaron or Jeff?
Jeff.
Both, to be fair.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah, Jeff's got an Omasako and a Matsuba.
Well, to be fair, Rick, I might be looking at a Kahaku from you probably near my birthday time. I've got to treat me said to someone.
Don't say that, DT. Have a look what we got coming up on the auction, mate.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Crafty, but it's not February yet, is it? So I can't go love it with the big 3 or.
I have got some absolute right.
You want less than what you had.
I've just imported over some Hiatsuri from Shinoda.
You got those boys. You got those Shurutsuris as well, didn't you?
Hiatsuris from Shinoda, and I think they're 12 to 15s off the top of my head. 210 of them, and an Aoki mix as well. I think I've got 310 Tozai in, and they are all looking real good, and they're going to be super affordable as well. I can't wait to knock out the fish I've got, man.
You got some? Didn't you get some big Shurutsuris?
Massive.
Yeah, those are the ones that we were looking at.
Mate, they're quite pricey, mate.
No, I know, but are those the ones? You remember when you were saying I've got the choice of these, and these?
Yes, I did.
Are those them?
Yeah, I've got 2 bowls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some nice fish there.
Yeah, they've come in retail at 1,600 quid, but with the right person, I'm sure we can work out a deal. But
Oh my neck! I'm going to fall off my chair at these prices. Whoa.
some nice, yeah, no, that's it. I've got to go for both ends. So the here at Sorry, to give you a heads up, I will be doing. I think it's going to be £25 a fish for the tozai. And it'll be right. They're 25 quid. Put your name down. Tell me how many you want, and when they've come, they've come. Right, and then you can either come and collect them, or I can just pick a couple out. But it won't be, oh, I'm looking for a checkerboard pattern or anything like that. It'll be like, there's your free. There you go. It'd be quite good for anyone with grow-on ponds, and it'll be the same with the Aoki as well. But there's some.
Are they from Shinoda as well? Did you say?
Say that again, mate.
Was the hit service from Shinoda as well?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
25 quid, mate. That's an absolute steal at them prices.
It's full tozai, right? But, right, you know, going back to what Rick done, he bought in a box load of small tozai and grew them all this big, and, you know, he had some absolute bangers out of it. And, you know, he's only done the same as what I've done, you know, which is buy a box full of fish. Well, I brought 3 boxes, to be fair.
What's happened with Daz? Is he fallen asleep?
No, he hasn't.
Just checking.
He's comfortable, David. He's resting his eyes.
I
It's
am
totally different. That's not the same as sleeping. It's the festive
Waiting
period.
for trifle.
Yeah, that's what you need, is a trifle kick.
I have the trifle.
Yeah,
I think you need it.
No, it's waiting in the fridge.
I think it might be
Here's
time.
one, golden corn. So I've just bought in 14 golden corn from Taniguchi. I think off the top of my head, they're 40 to 45 cm. You know, I think they're gonna be going out for about 550 a piece at that size, which is fairly decent. But what's the thoughts on golden corn? For me,
Yeah,
they're one of them fish. You'll either love them or you'll hate them, I think.
I think the way that the perfect one that went into the Core Top magazine, if they all look similar to that, then yeah, but they're all, I know they're all going to be slightly different, but some are like, yeah, they're nice, wow, they're stunning, and then some of them you're just like, that doesn't look nothing like a golden corn, if that makes any sense.
they're very variable, aren't they?
This shit.
I put it politely, and Gaz just goes,
I said it. There are some that are stunning, and the vast majority look whack.
But that's most koi varieties, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Falls into the Tamasaba variety.
But one thing with a golden corn is they're very much a fish.
There you go. How many turn into something half decent? Very few, I would have said.
No, but they change year on year.
Yeah, they'd have to do, because they look crap when you get them. So they want to change into summer.
They're not. They don't look crap when you got them. But what you got to do, if you look at the black diamond stuff or the black Zeus, right?
I don't like them either.
Go and then come back and be an absolute monster of a fish, and that's what I've been seeing with the golden.
There are long-term fish out there.
I think so. I mean, they're not for me. Don't get me wrong. There is a market out there for them, and I know what A and C say. They're not in fashion anymore. I don't think they was ever in fashion, personally. I think it is a new variety that touched the shores. And yeah, there was a little bit of an urge, like the new pair of night trainers that come onto a market.
They're no Tamasaba, are they?
No.
My problem with a variety like is
that's exactly what they are.
You've got someone producing them, and he's going to sell 5,000 a year.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple of good ones. Fair play, they're nice, and they're going to grow. They've got good structure and whatever.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of them are not good, are they?
They're not as good as what you see. Yes.
So
yeah.
And
whack.
You have people clamping at the bit to buy them, and then you have another variety. And you don't. How many of those do you see? See, they're all sold with this. Oh, they could look like this.
Yes.
But 2 years' time, how many of those are we seeing now, looking like they could have looked?
Not many at all.
We're not seeing them, are we? So there's
not many.
a small percentage that can turn out amazing, and the rest turn out like, oh, well, we'll ship that off quick because I don't want it in my pond no more. But that is koi.
Yeah.
You buy $2,000, and yes, 1 in 10 improve and you're taking it to a show, and the rest are like, oh, it's got shimmies and Benny's fallen off. You get rid of it. So I don't think they're any different. I just think you get sucked into a craze or a. There's
like
limited
new
breeders got a limited variety. People pay over the odds, and in a few years, you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't spent that much money on it, which is it's not turned out as I wanted. But you can say that for every Sankey, Kahaka, or show in your pond that's pretty much done the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's
very good.
few.
Turns into loads of shimmies and
Very, very few that turn out. Yeah, you could buy 10 fish at £2 each from Dainichi as 2-year-old showers, and only one of them after X amount of years, you're like, this is the one. Because the others have not fulfilled that dream you had in your head.
yeah. So hasn't come with quality.
I
But
think
that's
the only
cool.
way that you can guarantee to fill that, like what you're saying there, is to go with single coloured fish. Because single coloured
but you
fish
still
near
can't,
enough always
can you?
turn into what you expected them to be.
But you bang a scale on a single colour fish, or you develop a shimmy, or they're
then
so
you're,
hard.
Yeah, you're screwed again, aren't you? But yeah.
Or
That's
secondary Benny. Secondary Benny's the bane of my life. The fish that I've bought personally, that you know, I've got two in my pond, my personal pond now, that started life looking absolutely fantastic. Now they're up to like 38 cm. The secondary Benny starting to pop round the gills.
Well, you know what caused that, don't you? Your auto feeder.
So, Larry, not being rendered because it's one or other, isn't it?
Nothing to do with the red.
Road patch of orange on them.
But
It's
it
called
could
embarrassment.
embarrassing,
It's
but,
not they're embarrassed.
but you know that's another thing that's like now the first thing that I see on those fish is the secondary Benny.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
It
what do you
takes it
think?
away from your enjoyment.
Well,
doesn't it?
what you got to try to do is produce more secondary Benny and make it a better fish.
You can't do that, man. Not on a Sankey. You start getting secondary Benny around the bottom of the gills, like the gill plates, mate. Not good.
Put that one out for the
The
heron.
point is,
Take this
all
one,
these,
you bastard.
all of these fish could be you're buying fish, and just because it's golden corn, why is everyone expecting them to be amazing?
But
Because you're buying a Kahaku,
Because
and it gets a bit secondary Benny,
Mr. Ricky
like that.
Stoddart said it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but
I'm
Ricky is
joking.
amazing at what he does. He grows fish and sells them. That's it. He's amazing at that, isn't he?
totally right. Yeah, he's a Jedi. Yeah.
Exactly. So he buys them, he sells them, and he talks about them, and that is amazing. That's what he does. So you got to be hats off to him for that.
No, that's what it is, isn't it? If you talk, if you sell the product and talk up the product and get people interested in them, they sell, and that's what they've done with all these designer fish. That's all it is, isn't it? It's hype behind a product, and if people think, ooh, and then everybody starts buying them, and then next thing you know, everybody's wanting one. It's
But some of the hype is worth it, though.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying it at all. I'm not meaning that they're not. But if you've got enough people pushing a product and saying that this fish is this fish is going to be this is the next big thing, blah 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 blah, it becomes it because people demand it, and then they want to go out and buy it, and that's purely because of marketing, and that's all it's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what
Rebranding.
humans are about. We all love that.
Yeah, it is.
I
That's
mean-
what it's same as everything, isn't it?
But one of this year's for me is the yellow monkey. Okay, it's like
I knew that one was coming. It's just a Guinnering Karashigai, man. Why has it got this yellow monkey cack? It's a
Well,
Guinnering Karashigai.
all right, a Gimmering Karashigai, yellow monkey. But honest to God, I put two of them next to each other, guys. Right, you get one from another breeder, mate, and just the volume on the Dainichi fish, the mass that it holds. Honest to God, and the way that it feeds is just next level, mate. I've never seen, right. So the big yellow monkey down in our pond, mate. I'll put my finger down to it, mate, and it will latch on and shake its head, right. And there's not many koi that I know that do.
He's been doing that every night.
Yeah, dangle like. Right. But honestly, just
That's straight where.
And that's
I didn't even
why
have to say anything. I just had to
It's
pull a
such a
face,
time.
and Rick knew what I was thinking.
it's such
and
a
that's
time.
why he asked me what part of Thailand I was going to.
But
I
the
want one of them.
the aggressive.
Get me one of them fish. How much is it? Sign here.
Yeah,
They are.
absolutely.
I mean, the yellow monkeys are. They are mint, aren't they? They are. They are. Again, it's.
Yeah,
But
but they are just
there's
a
no
collection.
difference between that and a Ginrin chag.
Yeah.
They just feed the same way. They're just the same fish, pretty much.
When you're
I
down
don't-
at what next, guys, I'll show you, mate.
I'll bring it home with me, mate. I'll try it for a few years.
I'll lend you
More
one.
storage.
I'll lend you my one down there, mate, that you can have for the season.
That one that Lee Hadfield's got, that's stunning, man. It's mint. That's a beautiful fish. They have a presence in the pond, 100%. But that, comparing that yellow monkey to the golden corn, they're like years apart, man. The golden corns, the average golden corn, is shit, in my opinion. But the average golden monkey are mint. They all look good. I've not seen a bad one really yet in comparison to the corns.
But there is a big difference, though. The golden corn is a developing fish that's going to go through.
Yeah.
stages.
So it's like
yellow
it's early,
monkey
it's early stages, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not early stages. Yellow monkey is a single-coloured fish. The golden corn is a multicoloured
Yeah,
fish.
totally different. But
They are different. But I do struggle with that. You get a whole vat of them, they're 150 quid each at this big or whatever, and you're like, yeah.
you're turning
You
them
wouldn't
out,
take
aren't
any
you?
of them to your mother, would you? But actually, a couple of them will develop into lovely fish.
Yeah.
But
If you were grading through them, you'd be thinking, well, that's not going to make no.
yeah, but that's part and parcel of koi, though, isn't it? If someone's got to go through that to create something special, and then the next generation they get a bit more stabilised, and you know what you're looking for, and you can just great.
So what about the black? When you were talking about with the black Zeus,
Black
what
Zeus.
about
I
the
don't
black
like them.
Zeus? I mean, the black Zeus it's just a Matsukawabaki in it.
It's a Ginrin Kamonryu.
Yeah, Matsukawabaki.
Yeah. Stoits in it, the Zeus in it.
Well,
But whatever.
is there Zeus?
Zeus
Dogs?
is the Kamonryu, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the difference is we did them a few years, and I thought we'd be like the only people doing them, but they obviously beat us because they're just. But ours grown about that big, and they're grown about that big. It's like a different.
Because it's Dainichi. Yeah.
Sorry, T's just come at door, so
Right,
shoot
yeah.
off. Treating me saying, why not? It's Christmas.
What'd you get, pizza?
Oh, and I forgot me.
While
Headphones I
Dave
couldn't hear
treats
out,
himself, I'm going to pop to the bathroom.
Pizza.
Catches in a bit. Oh yeah, pizza. Yeah, why not?
Are they still producing the Black Diamond then? Because I've not hardly seen
Catches in
it.
a bit.
See you later,
Hi,
Dave.
Dave.
Yeah, it's still, but it was one of those things you get. In that year, they were doing the Black Zeus, so they probably come from the same spawning, but you get normal scale ones and Deutz ones. But they're
Yeah.
monster, aren't they? They grow. Ours, if you grew it proper, might get to 60 centimeters. Theirs are growing 90.
Wow.
Different world.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just different genetics, isn't it?
Them
Yeah.
ones
Do
at
you-
Crafty Shop are amazing, though. They really are. I see when you let Leo unfeed them, they are something else.
Yeah.
But I don't think even if I had all the money in the world, I'd buy one of the Black Zeus ones. I personally just don't like them compared to the others. But them yellow monkeys, if I had an unlimited budget, one of them would be in the pond.
Mm.
Yeah,
Do you still do them, Rick?
Gimrin, yeah, we only do them every 4 years. Call it the 4-year cycle.
Why?
every leap year.
Takes that long to grow them, does it?
We can only sell them for so long, so it's one of those things. If you breed like Deutsch Crashergoy, and you got loads of them, we can
Yeah.
hold some back and you grow some fat, and you can roll them through the shop for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Then you got to breed them again.
Then you'll start again, yeah.
Yeah.
you don't sell enough for a year, so you just split it.
Yeah, you can't shift them all in one hit.
I made that sound good, didn't I?
Yeah.
You made that sound perfect.
Yeah. Some varieties we do every year without fail, but
Yeah.
something like that. Every 3 or 4 years is enough. We've still got Dodge Pressure Goy from 4 years ago, and they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they're just.
A&C's just put there about the
I'd
red tiger Bennygoys. They're banging as well.
Do what, Crafty?
Red tiger Bennygoys are mint when you've got one that's not covered in black speckly bits.
Yeah.
I feel your pain, Gaz.
I can't turn you up, mate.
The Crash Glue are quite a hard sale, aren't they?
Yeah. When they're big, they're quite an easy sell, but when they're small, it's just Some stuff you can sell all the time. Some stuff is certain sizes.
Yeah.
But as a farm, you can't just pick and choose all the time.
They don't like it, but they come back each week.
I think that's a good thing, isn't it? They keep watching, but they don't like it. It's a bit like EastEnders.
I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just here to keep the finger on the pulse.
Yes.
Who knows?
I've liked it now, Gaz, but
Pulse
because I was on StreamYard, I couldn't do it.
I appreciate it.
I'll like it afterwards.
I liked it before. As we're doing the rounds.
I've got to admit, Akamatsuba, I'd love one as cherry red as that one that you've got. I mean, that's mint, mate. That is nice. A lot of the time you see Akamatsubas and they're pushing more to an orangey brown rather than red.
Yeah.
They're nice cherry red. I mean, I won't be getting one. I'm done. I say this all the time.
Of course you will.
I am done unless I'm removing some others.
I'm not buying any more fish this season. Yeah, right.
I'm not buying any more this season, Daz. Not this season.
No, it finishes in about 2 days.
What, this year?
Yeah.
For me, I think one that gets overlooked quite a lot is a Key Matsuba and a Gin Matsuba. I think you get a big variety of one of them, and they're fabulous in the pond.
Oh, and one quick question, Rick. Did I get the name right? I didn't, did I? I didn't, did I? No, I didn't. You don't know. You didn't watch it, did you? God damn it.
Was it the
yellow one that you sent me?
Kindeutz Matsuba, you called it.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's a metallic yellow Deutz Matsuba.
That's nice, mate. That was lovely. That's a beautiful little fish. And the pair of them side by side, one from Crafty and one from you, they look mint.
Good for
yeah, mate, they're beautiful. They were holding hands out, but when they were side by side of each other last night and I was watching them, I thought, oh man, that looks sweet. That.
What were they speaking? English or Japanese?
One was speaking Japanese, the other one was going.
Google Translate.
Happy, mate. Thank you very much.
What would be good, mate, is seeing the development of both of them.
Yeah. They're both about the same size. They're both roughly about the same size.
That's what I'm saying.
So we'll see them both about the same size next year.
I need a pee break now. We'll be back.
Vicky, you can't go for a pee break.
Well, live. It's only me that can do that.
She's off for a poo.
This is the worst thing. I can't. My worst thing about drinking is I am terrible. That's it. Once I've gone once, I might be bringing the show to an end in the next 10-15 minutes because I'll be running to the toilet every
the seal's
15,
gone.
20 minutes anyway.
Never see me leave the seal.
If the pond's right and you feed good food, the right amount, the koi will grow well.
There's no massive science to growing koi. Feed them.
Feed them.
Yeah. Feed them and they will come.
Well,
right. Well, I'm going to get myself a feeder then. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? I'm going to get myself a feeder. I'll be 25 stone next year, and then I'm going to stick a feeder on and see if I feed through the time. That's the only downside. See, for everybody that doesn't have a feeder on the pond, if you work full time, you ain't got time to feed them. and you just can't get that growth into them.
And that's
You just give them
where my
enough to be
experience-
sustain them, not.
That's where my experience comes, Gaz. So before I had an auto feeder, I was one of these twice a day feeders. Morning, come in after work, bit in, and then maybe before I go to bed a little bit in.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're not really feeding enough, right? You're feeding enough of the koi to survive, but they're not thriving.
Yeah, you're just maintaining them, aren't you?
As soon as I put a feeder on, just 6 feeds a day, it was just mental, the difference. And then when it started to like get me filter up so it can work against the amount of food you're putting in, start increasing your feed. But honest to God, the growth rate is just ridiculous. And you know, my pond was better for it. The water was better for it.
But size just put something in there. But after the first 3 to 4 years, they may never reach their potential if they haven't been properly grown to begin with. But if you're not bothered about size, then that's fine. How much truth is in that?
Pretty much all of it.
So if you don't get them, right. Well, we were saying this. Me and Daz were talking about this. When you've got your little fry and you got them on live food, in those first few months, it's best to get as much size on them as you can.
Right.
So come on. As much size on them as you can in the first 12 months to set them up for continuous growth along that sort of size and pace. Somebody just get mugged by dogs.
I'll get them.
Like that.
You're brave.
Yeah, if they don't gain the size early doors, you're screwed. You can miss 6 months window. You can miss it, whatever pyramid. But if you want to grow a koi to its full potential, you can't miss any of its potential.
Shit, I'm gonna need some more fish.
It's in the words. Its full potential. Its potential is you grow it to its full potential all the time. So if you want to grow a metre long koi and its full potential is a metre long, you have to grow it at its full potential.
But what people miss on that, Rick, is that quite often they'll stick to the same amount of food as that fish starts putting another 5-10 cm on. They don't increase their food volume.
Shit, yeah. When you think, yeah.
Right, and that's what I try and get through to people in the shop when they say, "Oh yeah, I feed this and feed that." It's like, yeah, but how many fish you got? Because if you're going from 20 to 30 cm in a year, which is easily achievable, right, then you've got to increase the volume of your food the next time round. You know, and that's
that probably would be one thing that I've not done. I've shit out on, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. We increase. It's almost a daily percentage through the summer. So if you start with 10 kilos, the next day is 11 kilos, 12, 14, 16, 20. It's exponential. It's mental. That's why we go through 10 ton of food a year.
It makes perfect sense when you say it like that. When you think, obviously, if you've put 3 or 4 cm on that fish in the summer period, or over a few 3-4 weeks, that fish is going to require more food. But when you just stood there thinking, shit, I've thrown 5 handfuls in each time I'm feeding them 4 or 5 times a day, when really they should be getting 6 to 7 handfuls.
Yeah, but it all falls back onto budget, Gaz. Right, yeah. So people will go, right, I've got this stack of food to last me this month because that's what they're budgeted for, and it's the human way of saying, right, that's how much I'm going to feed my fish this month. Right, so they'll buy the same amount of food month in, month out. The fish get bigger, they still buy the same size food all the way through the year. They don't double the capacity.
I mean, I've stood outside there in Filter Shed talking with these lot on a Saturday and a Sunday, and I've been just throwing handful in after handful after handful after handful after handful after handful, and every time I turn around and stick my head back round door, it's gone.
It's gone.
I could have just carried on throwing handful after handful, but yet
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the downside, isn't it? If I could keep, that's why, like you said, then, so if I get the feeder in, get the feeder on, that can be doing it for the days when I'm not there, and then more growth will come, and then I'm going to need a bigger feeder and a bigger sack of food because they'll be fucking twice as
You
starving.
you don't need a bigger feeder, mate. You just need to fill it more often.
Well, you know.
I was going to say that Evo feeder holds about 5 kg. You won't need a bigger.
5 kg.
No, I mean I didn't mean a bigger feeder, but you're going to have to increase the amount the feeder puts
Yeah.
out.
That's all I've done though this year. I've started off at the beginning, fed it at minimum setting, and then when the ammonia spike dropped off and it had cycled to where it was happy, and then I started again.
And then a bigger pond. Yeah.
Hearing.
What about it?
I keep them
And
all
then
small.
At the end of the year, when I tallied up how much I was feeding at the beginning compared to Koi Control app, it turned out at the very end, I was underfeeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me, because obviously they've grown. When I did my end of season measure up, compared to how I started off, I was still underfeeding at the end of it compared to what I thought I was doing.
By a
I
big
need to
margin,
put-
well, I should imagine. Aaron.
It wasn't a massive margin because I started off when I did it. I can't remember because obviously all my koi in my pond was small at that point. I think I started off at like 125 grams, but Koi Control said I should be doing 80, and then I went up a small increment. But by the time I did the end, when I'd put quite considerable growth on a lot of them, I was way under. So when I was like 20% above it at the beginning, I'd fallen way behind it. So I know next time I'm doing it, when I'm increasing it, I need to be increasing it more.
Yeah.
But you
But
can't
yeah, I think
increase it. You got to check your water and the fit. It's not.
Oh no, that's what I was doing. I started off at a point, and I kept it at that point until my levels had dropped, and then I started again.
Yeah.
I think them guys were a bit pig sick of the daily nitrate and nitrate tests.
Yeah, they were a
'Cause
fair few.
I
weren't
want, as soon as they said it was all right, then I'd go out and play with the feeder again and make a mess of the bar.
But that's it's a koi keeper that you just need to start. That it's your thing, isn't it? How much you can feed if the water's good. Increase the feed. Honestly, we go out start of the year with 25 kilos of food for the day, and it goes up kilo a day. A few days, week later, 4 kilos a day, and it goes up till you're going out with the quad, and it escalates as much as you can get away with to what the fish require, and then you have to keep filling. You get to a point you can't feed anymore to the pond, so you have to thin the fish down.
So what you're saying next year, so I can potentially get some decent growth out of mine, is I need to be starting off with a small bag of food per day, and then by end of summer holidays, be tipping a sack in, just so I can get the full potential out of them. I mean, last year, grow you bastards.
But temperature's more important than food.
Yeah,
so
that's the bit, isn't it? Without the temp, you're just shitting in your water, aren't you?
yeah.
Well, you are, aren't you? Without good temps, they're just not going to eat as much, and then you end up spoiling your water, aren't you?
It's not the fact they won't eat as much, mate. It's the fact that your bio
Yeah, just can't handle it.
It's not generating enough to cope with the cycle, mate.
Right, Zoe's come back. Like, here she is.
It's
From the
that.
pub.
Good evening, Merry Christmas.
Bit high.
Have you been up, Raz?
A little bit.
No, not wrong with that. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did. And it's only 10:30.
Yeah.
Oh,
The night is still young. Get yourself a gin.
I have.
Oh, no, you're not. No,
I have.
no gins. You've been no goes.
No, I haven't been to Dirty Gerties.
I'll tell you what I'm going to have. I'm going to have a Bailey's coffee, I think.
She's already had a couple of gins.
No, pints.
Pints. Oh,
Pints of gin.
pints
No.
of gin. Yeah.
Not allowed gin.
Oh.
Why does it get all messy then? You sleeping on sofa if she gets on gin.
I'll be hiding in the car, mate.
I'm a bit of a
Just stay out of
bastard.
trouble.
She starts crying and fighting.
That's like our last on 4 bottles of wine.
No.
All right.
He's checking to see whether or not she can hear him.
She heard
Yeah.
me. She just shouted, "Oh, I heard that."
You going to take over? Well, I'm
No,
away.
I'm not.
Oh. You not know nothing about koi?
Take away.
Yeah. Bunch of goldfish.
That's a good
When
question.
creating a new bloodline, how many spawns does it take to make that new bloodline your own? Question for Rick.
Oh.
10 generations, 10 years.
And the rest.
3 generations is mine.
3 generations and it's yours.
Yeah, I reckon. Don't you?
But that 3 generations will take how many years?
And years.
10.
10 to 12 years.
Yeah, there you go. Whoop, whoop.
We've
3
done
generations,
it,
10
mate.
years. How? So, for example, with the Karashi guy, the mother and daughter, how many generations between that one was there? Do you know the photo that you did last week?
Yeah.
Was that 2nd generation daughter or 1st generation daughter?
So the big one in there was an offspring from the Konishi original male, and she was used to create the other female in there, and she's the one we use now. So technically, there are Rashigoid bloodline, although they're not really, because
You're still using the same male.
no, the male's long gone, mate. He used to be big.
All right.
So yeah, they're ours. They're ours, but they're not ours. So we haven't really created it. I've robbed it off of Konishi.
Night,
But
Dave.
3 generations, 10 years, mate.
Realistically, yeah. If we were trying to create a new variety, if I was crossing the Krashigoi with, I don't know, an Ochuba, and going down a different line, then after 3 generations, I think we could call it ours. The new whatever we could call it. Stinky leaf offspring.
That's David just announcing that he's going to bed. Good night,
He's
mate.
just having his tea though. How
Yeah,
good
that's
is
hard.
it?
Bed on a
All he
full
eats
stomach.
and then just go.
Pizza.
Go to
Bed.
bed on a full stomach.
Not good for you, that. You want to go to bed on at least a trifle or two, and some crisps, jelly
That's
babies.
just eating, mate. He has not stopped eating all night.
I know. Well, yeah, he did slightly. He had a power
It-
nap.
Jealous.
I am the oldest out of all of you, you know.
Does that mean you got to eat?
Yep.
That was his excuse for the nap.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's not drinking, is he?
Yeah, he was. He was drinking Strongbow.
Marek reckons
One can.
if you're buying good breeders' genetics, you're doing a disservice if you don't feed them quality food and heat to get them to hopefully fulfil their potential. A disservice.
It's hard, isn't it?
Some of us have not got pockets as deep as others, though, Marek. So we do what we can.
That's like that's one of those principles that yeah, that's where the old snobbery comes from, isn't it? I'm breeding from Dainichi, so I must feed proper food and have a pond full of hay. That is where that whole snobbery of koi keeping exists from. And it kind of has a place. If you want to buy the best koi and take it to its fullest potential, then that is exactly what you want to do. But
Yeah.
if you want to buy a koi from Dainichi because it's Dainichi and do it like that, you're an idiot. Because at the end of the day, you're not buying the best koi from Dainichi. You're buying whatever you can afford from Dainichi.
Yeah.
So that is,
And that's proven with Man and Gaz's Dainichi koi.
yeah. So at the end of the day, Dainichi breeds from good fish, and its best fish are amazing fish.
Exceptional.
It- But it's fish that aren't the best fish and no better than anyone else's fish. So if you want to give them the best food and the best environment for a mediocre fish, because it's Dainichi, go and buy your handbags from Yves Saint Laurent and whatever, and get your Ferrari. That's the same thing. It's just
It's a label, then, isn't it? It's just
yeah. So at the end of the day, yes, the best fish from the best breeders, if you want to grow them to the best of their potential, deserve everything you can give them, and you can take them to shows. But because you brought a fish from a top end breeder, it could be not the best fish.
Yeah.
Well, because all fish deserve a nice life, but what I'm saying is, yeah,
No matter who you are.
we can't give all the fish the best life.
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, we got a vegetarian in the house. All fish
Can't give all fish.
But that's the problem, innit? If you buy a labelled fish, you think you've got to treat it better. And that was one of the best things I've ever learned is that is not necessarily the case. You should treat if you treat the best fish from Marido Koi Farm in the best environment and a mediocre fish from Dainichi Koi Farm, the Marido it'd be much better. Because
And a big quarter of the price tag, Rick.
yeah, but the
The more
environment.
I'm diving into the Japanese, market now, the more that I see them. You know what you've just said is not further from the truth with regards to the quality of the fish. Like, you know, you can get fish from like Marseille that are a quarter of the price of what you pay for a mediocre from Dainichi.
Yeah, but you've got people chasing the top end breeders, so their prices are higher.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Sakai produces a huge amount of fish.
And I've
And
been
their
looking.
top end fish are amazing, but their next level fish cost a fortune, but they ain't worth the money.
I've been looking at fish on Japanese auctions last week and this week, and seeing how much money their better quality fish go for at Dainichi. It's just uncomprehendable for anyone that sits in this forum, I would say. You know, you are looking at like £80,000. You know, it's just uncomprehendable. It's like only people that are multi-millionaires will spend that sort of money on a fish.
How much did you just say, Crafty? 80?
80,000. Yeah.
That's not the top end stuff, man.
No, that's not. That's just run of the mill auction fish, Aaron. I kid you not, mate. They start at like 50,000 yen, 100,000, 200,000 yen. And think, oh, I'm going to have a look at this. It's not. That's no. And then when it ends up, it like pisses on your top bid like within seconds. Just
all fish, everything deserves the best you can look after it. But because it comes from a top breeder, doesn't mean that fish is better than another breeder's fish. Because at the end of the day, that breeder's fish they're selling for a lot less money. So it might cost half the amount, but it actually might be twice the quality fish because it's come from a lower breeder, less known breed or whatever. So yeah, yes, you should give everyone a decent run for it. And if you give a cheap fish a heated pond with good food, it will blossom into a much better fish than expected. And if you buy an expensive fish and put it in a cold pond with crap food, it will deteriorate pretty quickly. Genetics are 50% of the journey. Environment is 50% of the journey. They can't do it without each other. So, and it's the same thing that you were saying about if you don't grow a fish straight away to fill its potential. Its potential is every minute. It's all the time. You know, if you don't grow it properly from day one, it's not fulfilling its potential.
Yeah, you're never going to make that up or get it back, are you?
But its potential is what you potentially want. Everybody's different for everybody. A fish's potential is what you potentially want from it.
Not necessarily.
Its potential is what it can become. What you want it to become is what you.
But
it's a different thing, isn't it?
You could.
I think
You could say I potentially seen this fish be 100 cm, and it might not never get there.
Well, it won't, because most people say that, but it will never ever get there, because there's only a few hundred fish that have ever get there in their life.
But on the flip side, you've got people like Jeff Lees who've grown the fish, and they've grown bigger than expected, quicker than expected, and he's had to thin them out.
Yeah, but that comes back down to environment.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because it's heated. Yeah, perfect growing environment, but it all depends what the finished size you want those fish to be.
But again, I think you have to take away that want. A lot of people don't want their fish to become anything. They just want the best for their fish.
Yeah.
However, if you want your fish to grow and you want it to gain size, and you're doing it in the wrong environment, you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve. But most people don't want their fish to do anything other than look nice in their pond.
Yeah.
To be honest, to get a good koi over a metre, that fish has got to be genetically capable, which is few and far between, and in the right environment all of its life. It's got to be reaching its potential every month, every year to get there, and that is such a rare beast. Insanely difficult.
Rick hasn't achieved, right? So that, put things into perspective, Rick has not achieved it.
I've not achieved
it. You've not achieved it, right? And these people have been doing it for longer than we've been keeping fish.
I thought you said longer than we've been alive. I'm not that old.
And the experience and the knowledge and the practice that those guys, like both Ricks, follow is by far better than anything that most of us do. And it's all. The other thing is devoting that amount of time to your fish to be able to achieve what you try and push for. But if you're going to get a fish to 90 cm, right, that standard in the UK is just extraordinary. To keep the quality and get a fish to that size, extraordinary. A metre is. I don't know. I know two people that have got a metre long fish. Right? Did they grow it to a metre long? No, they bought it big.
Yeah,
that's the difference. It's like.
I mean, it'd be nice to have a fish a metre long, but god damn, I mean, I just can't.
I mean, I think it's all.
It's its own set of problems.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Just netting the fish out for a start.
I mean, I'd be happy if the majority of my fish got to 50, 60, 70 cm being the max. I'd be more than happy with that.
I've got two fish that I've grown to 60 cm in my pond.
Yeah.
And I have grown them, bought them from Tozai, and to me, they look amazing. They look
that would be ample for me. That would be ample enough.
But I want to meet a long fish. No, not personally. Not personally. Do I appreciate them? Fuck yeah, I really do. But then, my pond, not for my pond. I want good-looking fish in my pond rather than, try to hit that. Oh, I've hit a metre. It's like, well, so be it. Well done, you. And it's like, if you enjoy it, then that's perfect. Like A&C Koi, I know that they're putting a lot of effort into growing their fish big, and they show that's what their objective is. Right? For me, it's not about getting the big fish, although I really do appreciate big, well-bodied fish. They look absolutely stunning. Could I achieve it in my pond? Possibly get a big fish, but would I have as many in my pond? No. And for me, I'd rather have a healthy-looking full pond of fish around 50 to 60 cm than what I would have want 2 or 3
6 fish at 90.
Yeah. That's the way that I look at it, and I think that's where people get a little bit bamboozled. They think that they can get their fish to 80, 90 cm and keep the amount of stock that they start off with. They can't, and then it becomes, to have 2 or 3 fish swimming around in my pond, for me, I would not get the same amount of enjoyment out of my pond.
And people buy the fish with that in mind. Oh, I don't want that fish. That's not that particular strain. It won't attain a metre. Well, they're never going to grow it that big anyway. So They get hung up on it.
It's very difficult to achieve, you know. And if people do it, fair play to them, mate, because they do well to do that, you know. But the hard thing is achieving those big sizes and keeping the quality on the fish.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's the bulk of them, mate. An 80 centimetre fish is 30 pound. 90 centimetre fish is 40 to 50 pound fish. They're big fish.
Yeah, that's a Labrador.
The weight increase to the length increase to keep the body is massive.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. Yeah, that is so much the hard thing. You know, and if we cast our minds back to what Ash and Chris at ANC done when they put their fish in on the photos that we done on the appreciation, you know, 70 cm with a full body is by far better looking than what I would say a meter fish is that looks like its spine's about to break at any point because it can't carry its weight. You know, yeah, I've achieved a meter long fish, but fuck me, man, the spine starts to concave rather than sit nice and high and like fucking boast. And I see a fish like that in one of the koi shops. I'm like, yeah, it's a big fish, but actually, when you look at the body conformation on that fish, it's got bulk, but it's fucking struggling to hold its weight. You know, and they're the sort of things that I look at personally. You know, if you can keep like you do in Japan, like the All Japan koi show winners, where they're big and they've got the volume and they carry the weight and they look fantastic. You know, but who's going to achieve that style of fish over here or anywhere? They've got fucking bags of cash.
Life around the koi ponds just put it then. Is it me? But is there a lot of snobbery in koi keeping nowadays, mate? There's not. Right, it ain't snobbery in koi keeping, mate. It's snobbery in life in general. If you've got brass, you flash your cash. If you've got no cash, you get by with what you can.
But you know something, Gaz, right? I know I say this sort of shit. Since working down the pond, down the store, there isn't koi snobbery. There's different.
No,
people.
I don't mean. I
know you don't.
If you come into your shop to buy an 80 cm fish,
yeah,
you ain't getting out of a Ford Fiesta, are you? You're rocking up in one hell of an expensive car with some nice friends, with a big house, with 2 or 3 acre garden. You know, detached. You live in that lifestyle. It's a whole pitch. It's not just you ain't got right. Don't mean this in any disrespectful ways. Nobody think I am. You ain't going to turn around and see somebody having a 90 grand pond with, you know, meter plus fish in the back of a council house.
But there is for people that have achieved it, right? For me, right, the snobbery comes from people within the hobby, right? And until you start having the experiences that I've experienced over the past year, okay, I've sold £25,000 worth of fish to somebody that fits exactly that bill. All right, they have got the money, they've got a nice big pond, and they want some big fish.
Yeah, they want something to go with it.
And instead of 25 grams worth of fish, you take them to their house. The pond is absolutely something to die for. Yeah. You put the fish in, and I guarantee you that people that go and buy 3 tozai at 50 quid a piece and puts them in their garden pond that is no bigger than 2,000 litres, those people will potentially get more enjoyment than the person that spends 25 grand, because all they're doing is spending the money. So the taxman a lot of the time don't get their hands on it. Right? They're living within their means. They can afford 25 grand worth of fish.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. It's not so much. It's not so much doesn't make them a snob just because they've got a big house or they could be the most down to earth people you ever know. But people look at that as snobbery because you've got the finer things in life. It doesn't make you a snob because you've got finer things in life. It means you've worked hard for your brass and you've been.
And then you look at the levels of koi keeping that you get. Okay, and then you get people that have been in the hobby for 20, 30, 40 years, right, that have gone from buying the small tozai, like we do, and growing them on, learning, and then they invest more money into a different type of fish or a fish that's got a bigger name, and then they widen their pond, spend more money on their filtration. And sometimes those people forget where they come from. And there's certain people out there that think that, you know, getting the top fish, feeding the top food, having the best everything, they're the people that tend to get the snobbery. And you find them around a lot of the time around sometimes the show circuit more than anywhere else, you know. But you've got to remember where you come from when you come across that. You know, he's the type of person.
Hang about, that's not where I get, that's precisely what I didn't want. Yeah. And that's why I give I am not saying, listen, there ain't nobody that's more down to earth and come from a background like that than yours truly right here. So don't start that shit.
Yeah, well done. It's not about that. You're just putting things into a perspective.
I was just meaning the fact that if you lived in a less affordable house because you had a less affordable lifestyle, the likelihood is you're not going to have a swimming pool sized pond in your back garden. That's what I was meaning.
Flip it, Gus. If you was earning £3 million a year, you won't be living in a council house.
You wouldn't. No, realistically, you wouldn't. But there might be some that do. But I mean, you know, some folk are really frugal about how they spend the cash and live.
Is a billionaire, mate. Yeah. Comes every year, right? Spends a fortune on fish, right? But the percentage that he spends on fish is in comparison to the likes of you and I that earn like 30, 40, 50,000 pounds a year, whatever it is that you earn. You know, you live within your budget. You know, it's simple as that.
I've been in Quality Coya Carp Centre where I've been looking at a fish and I've been thinking, that's a nice little fish, that. 25 quid. That's quite a nice little fish, that. And I've been stood there with a bloke and he's going, oh, you getting, you know, he's waiting to be served. And he's saying, oh, you're getting a few fish. Oh, well, I'm thinking about just getting this little one. And it's still out there in my pond now, the little Sankey that I've got. And I quite liked it, so I thought, sorry, I'm going to get that. And then this guy stood there and I said, are you waiting to be served? He said, yeah. And next thing you know, he spent 37 grand in there. But he didn't belittle me for buying the little 25 quid fish.
No, and he shouldn't.
He come there, stood alongside it and said, it's a nice little fish, that.
No one should belittle anyone, mate. Everyone's got what they want out of the hobby that they... This hobby caters for absolutely every man and beast.
Yeah.
Without a fucking shadow of a doubt.
There's a lot of people that do think there are other people, you know, there are a lot of snobs out there. But like Marek said, I mean, it's taken him 30 odd years to get his pond to the progression that he's at now. And it's a rather modest pond. It's not a modest pond, it's a very nice pond, mate. But it's
sometimes the snobbery
you progress through it, don't you? And you advance as you progress through. And yeah, hopefully one day my pond will be a lot bigger and better and all the rest of it. But
the snobbery comes from those people that don't spend a fortune on their fish. Because the snobbery comes and it aims towards those people that do. You know, snobbery is not just about having the best, it's sometimes frowning on the people that think that they don't get the best. You know, for the people that don't get the best, like, oh, fucking hell, I'd never spend £10,000 on a fish. Well, that's snobbery in its own form.
It's all relative, that, though, to how much the person earns and what they class as disposable income, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where some of us might think 200 quid is a lot to spend, right? But 200 quid to someone that earns £1 million, that's not even interest.
Peter does a good point at 10.59, Gus.
$10.59.
At the time already.
Is it?
That's
just
been
below Seeker's Reef and Pond. That comment he made.
I think my issue with snobbery is people that will spend crazy money from a breeder because it's the breeder's name. Oh, it's a Denichi shower. I'll spend $4,000 on that. And you don't get
that one.
You'd have got that for 400 quid anywhere else.
Yeah.
Fucking health and safety. Yeah, you know that there is that, and that's where a lot of people on the show circuit can come from, mate.
But also the terminology not upsets people, alienates people.
It does.
Why do you have to use certain Japanese terminology half the time?
Yeah.
You don't need to, do you?
Nope.
The sashi's a bit deep on that. Well, what's that mean? Well,
That's
look at
good.
the pattern, whatever.
We all
That
progress, I
upsets
think.
people.
Sorry, Rick, go on, mate.
It's just one of those things, isn't it? You use certain terminology. If you know something, you use terminology, but that alienates people that don't know the terminology. So
Yeah.
you can be looked upon as ignorant, arrogant, or snobbish, or so. It's a community thing, isn't it? You have to. Anyone that's involved in it, if you want to be involved in it, should be welcomed.
I think for me, right, the reason I got into keeping koi was purely for a reason, and for a reason for myself. Something I wanted to get into, something I wanted to get a hobby for, something to get my head straight, something to be able to focus on, something to help me through a period. And for the benefits that I've got from it and the friends that I've made from it, that's what I take out from keeping koi. The fact that my level of pond isn't as good as 90% of the YouTubers that are out there, or 90% of the public that are out there.
That's bollocks.
I don't give a shit. I get pleasure from it. And me getting the pleasure from keeping my fish is what I enjoy out of it, and that's what I take from it.
What makes your pond worse than anyone else's? Nothing. That's bollocks.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying my pond's not. I mean, it could have a bottom drain. It could be heated. It could be this, that, and the other. It could be another meter deeper, or and all the rest of it that everybody else says you should have. But as I've stated and as I've said, I'm not a sheep. I don't follow a flock. I lead my own path and I do my own thing. And that's the way I do it. That's my pond. That's how it is for me. That works for me, and I'm happy with what I've got. And I get pleasure out of it. I enjoy doing it, and that's what it's about. It's about enjoying doing what you're doing and enjoying the hobby. Whether you're keeping fish that are 40 grand or whether you're keeping fish that are £4, doesn't matter as long as you're taking pleasure from it and the fish are in good condition and living a good, healthy life. I don't see as it does. It's what it helps and how it helps you, and how you progress through it.
There we go.
There you go.
For you.
Just numbers and figures. And
Bollocks.
Bollocks.
Bollocks. If you got water, you got fish.
Exactly.
And
if you can have fun and enjoyment out of it, that's all it's about, isn't it?
I'm getting grief here. My missus is saying, I've not even got a pond.
We haven't got a pond.
Haven't
We
even-
haven't got a fucking garden.
I haven't even got a pond.
To be fair, I don't know loads of dealers that have got their own pond.
But
Why
you
have the
technically,
headache?
your missus might want a pond. Sounds like she could
No,
really.
absolutely fucking not, Gaz.
But you prefer a garden.
You can have one in the lounge.
No, I wouldn't want a garden because it'd mean that I'd have to have a pond.
If you had a garden, you only have to garden it. So
I'd have
that's.
to have a pond, and I don't want a pond.
Rick, do you want a pond?
I don't want one. I hate
Rick,
it.
do you want a
I'll
pond?
have one.
Oh, right. What,
Rick
I thought-
doesn't
Old
want.
house, we had
Rick doesn't
7.
want a pond either, do you, Rick?
We had 7 ponds.
Good answer.
It pissed me off.
I haven't got a pond.
I take it your missus don't want a pond, Rick.
She wears the trousers, look.
Yeah. And sparkly jumpers.
Nice, isn't it?
Very lovely.
I
But
didn't
here's a
say
question
that.
for you, Rick.
I'll leave now.
Oh,
I've had a gin. It's time to leave.
Take the dog
Oh.
for you.
Now you're in for it, mate. Gin's out.
Nah, she's had one or two.
here's a question for you, son.
Go on.
Right. British breeders or British farms, when they buy their parent fish from Japan, do they breed Japanese koi?
No.
Why? Why do people say no?
Because you're jumping on the back of you're lying to your market?
I've got an answer to that. If
Well,
two
then
Japanese people
from
come
my,
over
from
here
my point, from
and
my
have a
point of
kid,
view, right?
is it English if it has it in the UK? Or is it Japanese?
We're not selling the kids though, are we, Aaron? I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying though. Right,
Principle.
but if two Japanese parents come over here and have a child in the UK and it's born in the UK and they live over here, it's English. It has an English passport.
Good, but there you go. It's better than answer. My answer was just I don't want to be. I'm already jumping on the backs of what they've done, and we're fulfilling a role in the market. There's no need for anyone else to fill from abroad. We're not trying to supply the top end fish. They should come from Japan because that's where they're doing the top end fish. But we don't need to import crap from around the world to fulfill a market that we can fulfill in our own country. So if we use parents that are from Japan, they're English, and if we use our own fish, second generation, their own, and I get more excitement from that 100 times.
Yeah. You've taken something as a start and then made it your own,
Put
and
our
then
own twist
worked
on
with
it.
your own and continue through
our-
that and get
And
more
our
of it,
third
more
generation
sense
fish
of,
even more so, yeah.
more sense of satisfaction from that.
Of course it is, 100%. You know, there's nothing better than I love buying, and I still buy fish from Japan because I love it. I love koi, and they do the best koi. But I can't. They're a nightmare.
Yeah.
They are a nightmare. So I'm buying fish for £1,000, and I'm selling the equivalent fish for 200 quid to Aaron. Aaron's the winner, isn't he? He's buying a fish from me that is amazing, and I'm buying that fish for a lot more money just because it's Japanese.
Cheers, Rick.
Honestly,
Thanks,
that is it.
Yes, that's the top and bottom of it, right?
Does that make it people that buy Japanese koi snobs?
No,
No.
100% not. Because if you want to keep the best koi, literally you've got to buy, and not just buy. You've got to go to Japan. You've got to go and buy the best stuff. That's it. The best stuff's in Japan. I can't. There's no argument. You know, you go to Japan and you go and spend proper money, and you've got to have a proper pond to look after them.
What
Because
about
there's no point spending proper money in Japan when if your pond's no good, or you're not heated, and anything else. Done. It's not a.
It's not a done deal.
It's not an argument, is it? If you want a really good 3-year-old Sankey, you got to go to Japan and spend $2.5 grand on the fish, ship it back, and have a good pond here. You're $5 grand in debt to have that Sankey.
Yeah.
what about this? then,
Yours
Rick?
is nice, Aaron.
I know it is, mate. I'm well happy.
What do you think of if you take Japanese stock like you have, and then you've bred them, and you've gone next generation, and then you've gone to a next generation, so you're 10 years in. Do you think those fish that you've now got breeding and spawning in the UK are hardier than the fish that came originally from Japan?
No.
Technically, they're hardier 'cause the way we rear them. Technically, they're not better.
I know. I'm not talking about quality. I'm just talking about, are they more hardier fish than what's coming from Japan?
Why? Why are they hard?
Oh,
Because
that's what
So we've
You're led on.
we've taken them. We've gone through the first process of overwintering them. So we've already had to lose some, and the survivors are the survivors that can tolerate the colder temperatures that we've put them through.
Right.
So we're already breeding from a stronger genetic pool in terms of temperature's the biggest thing. It's overlooked by pretty much everyone because it's not a water parameter, but it is in this country a water parameter. There's no getting out of that.
100%.
So we're already breeding for fish that suit our environment better. So by the time we're selling them as third generation fish, 6 degrees, and they're up feeding, they're cruising.
Okay.
And they, A, because of genetics, and B, because of the environment that we've reared them in. but they're not top end show winning fish, are they? So it's scary.
But you have got fish that have won in shows.
Yeah, we've got fish that can win at certain sizes. That's a massive difference to top end fish, mate.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It is a massive difference. So
I see what you're saying.
The reason
Start looking at the top end.
The reason why I asked you that about the fish being hardier that you've bred, generations or whatever, is most fish now that are coming over from Japan don't know what a winter is.
Of course they don't. Why would you
3 years, 2 or 3, well, one Tosai, Nisai, Sansai, fish that are coming over here to UK, they've never seen a winter. And when they get over here, they have to be kept in warmer temperatures because they'll just belly over and on the side and they're done in with it. They don't like it. So is it more acceptable to keep fish from a British breeder that's hardier fish because you've got them more used to the climate over here than fish being imported from Japan going into an everyday pond that's unheated?
Potentially, yeah, but the Japanese dealers shouldn't be selling your fish if you've not got a heated pond, if they're keeping them heated.
Because that's what they're doing a lot more now, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
the
they always
fish
did.
the fish that are brought over here to the UK, majority of them are being kept or put into heated, warmer winters and then back out to the mud ponds, brought back in again for the winter, back out to the mud ponds, and then back in and then shipped out and brought over here as 3-year-old stock. Those fish have never seen a winter. They get straight into UK.
Not that we call a winter, no.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
you up there, up north, no. 6 months of
Hell.
So no, they haven't. But if you're going to look after that fish that you're spending that money on, they heat the pond. So I'm having double discussions here. So yeah, no, those fish have never seen cold water. So the first time they're going to experience cold water is with a potential novice koi keeper or whatever. So yeah, it's one of that. You could say our fish are more acclimatized to being in our
Yeah, because yours winter through all, year 1, year 2.
Not all of them. We do keep. Okay, this year not so much, but yeah, we do. Sankey, Showa, Kahaki, we do tend to keep warmer through the winter because they won't tolerate it. So we're no different to them. We're a bit behind them, but if you've got good fish, you've got to keep them warm. So, it's not because they're Japanese. It's just because they're
Japanese.
So yeah, the bulk of our fish are much more acclimatized than what you're buying in from Japan.
Is that the Gordons
doesn't
talking?
mean it doesn't. It's not necessarily a genetic thing. It's just an environmental thing. I can't turn around and say, "Oh, our fish will survive your cold crappy pond up north," whereas that fish will not. But
Just stand about a chance.
yeah,
Rude.
yeah. I was going to chuck in the cancer houses bit, but I won't do that.
Yeah, we better not go down that line.
At the end of the day, it is you acclimatise fish to be in an environment, don't you?
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean about the reason why I said that is the fish that I got from Jeff, it being in Poland, and that's seen harsh winters because Poland's winters aren't warm, but yet it experienced warmer temperatures in Jeff's, and then it been through that summer period and then warmer temperatures, and then come to my pond and then shit itself. But now out there now, as it's back up a little bit, it's out moving around, swimming around, eating and fine, and everything back to normal again. I'm hoping that it can acclimatise steadily to that.
It will.
It's just a big shock that it got when it came from
It
one
certainly
temperature
was.
to this.
Going warm to cold, mate, is always more stressful than going cold to warm, dude. So you'll find your fish still. If you go some quite extreme parameter drops with your temperature,
Yeah, it did. It took a massive swing. That.
absolutely fucking fuming and salt like stink, mate. When they struggle.
I mean, the time when I put it in, it was fine, But 4 or 5 days later, it went from being at that 14 degrees and then boom, straight down to 3. We're like, yeah.
Yeah,
Big
and
drop.
yeah, you're quite lucky it's up and swimming about, mate. It's like,
Yeah, I know.
Dead.
mate, well, not dead, but fuck me, mate. They can sulk for a great period of time when they get hit with that sort of.
As soon as it come up 2 degrees in difference, it were back on swimming around again. It was just that 2 degrees difference that made it.
You're quite lucky then, mate. It's like fish that I've moved about. There's on the fish that I've moved about that really haven't enjoyed being moved at this time of year, mate. They are sulking as fuck, mate.
Honestly, if I could, I wouldn't drop any of my fish below 20 degrees.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could. Yeah.
And if you go to Japan, honestly, guys, you went to Japan now, went to see all the tozai, not one of them would be below 20 degrees.
Yeah.
You walk in the fish houses and they come fucking charging. There'd be snow up the windows and they're fucking like roasting on.
Yeah.
Seriously, those fish will be loving it because they're all cooking.
That's been eaten for 4 hours.
It's Christmas.
It's a big bag of crisps that does.
I'm in training.
For what?
Hibernation.
Ah.
Do you put a big clay thing butt plug in like a bear?
No.
Yeah, I think that was the issue, Si. I think that because obviously it come from warmer and it took such a dramatic drop in that 1 week that it were in pond. It didn't get chance to do anything else other than, well, it just shit itself and that were it done.
Well, to be fair, fish can go through that really sulky period just in the British climate. When them temperatures drop right off, mate, they can hit the bottom of the pond and sulk like fuck.
And the reason for me asking what I said to you, Rick, was that Ginrin Suri I got from you. When we came down, I got Ginrin Suri. Right? Every other fish in my pond, they're all huddled up together. And yours, that Ginrin Suri, cruising around pond, doing laps on its own, swimming around everywhere. And I'm like, that's just what made me wonder if it...
Summer temperature, isn't it?
Like, not this, piece of cake. It's a breeze.
You know, wasn't he? Did he get his vest off?
Everything else was completely, in sort of like torpor, done, shut down. We're camping here for a weekend. But that one, just cruising around, flying around pond.
It was trying to impress.
I don't just mean, steady swimming. It was steaming up and down pond, around everywhere. Oh, I can't believe this. Look at this thing. It's a nut job. I've got myself another one of those crackhead fish. Like the Yamabuki. How the Yamabuki were whizzing around when it were going a bit nuts. And I was like, oh shit, what's going on with this? And then it was just literally just cruising around. It wasn't bothered, didn't phase it at all. And that was at 3 degrees. Well, I didn't feed it but it were looking for food. It going around sucking outside at pond.
Good double hard bastard, isn't it?
Yeah, double hard bastard. I need 25 more of them, please. Right then, guys, we're pushing up to the 4-hour mark. So what I'm going to say is quickly before we do log off and we do go, a massive, massive thank you to all you guys for coming on and joining us throughout this last 12 months. A massive thank you for all the subscribers, new and old, that have come back week in, week out and had a natter and a chat and joined us and come in and said, hello, just jumped in, had questions. A massive thank you to everybody that's joined me week in, week out. To all of you, I mean this to every single one, whether we have to say happy holiday season or Merry Christmas. I wish you all a fantastic and wonderful time throughout this Christmas period. And we'll see you all not next Thursday, the Thursday after. We're going to do a miss next Thursday. And then the Thursday after, we're going to do the koi appreciation, which will be your best koi in your pond. So I want to see pictures, videos, and I don't want to see 25 pictures of your best kois. Just your best koi, the one in particular fish that you like the most. and join us all back here again on the 4th of January. Thanks very much for everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you all, guys, for coming. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas period. Usual thing, guys, if you enjoyed this kind of content, do us a huge favour. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Till next time, keep smiling, guys. We'll catch you all on the 4th.
Auction Christmas Eve.
Auction Christmas Eve. Don't forget, be there. Take care, all.
Happy
Good night.
Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.